We're live.
Welcome back to Subjectively Correct. This is the first episode in multiple weeks. We were supposed to do one last week, and then we completely forgot it was Wednesday because holidays and weird stuff, so we didn't. So we were like, as we planned originally, we're just going to wait until the new year.
So first episode of the Big 2-6.
Yep.
Excited
And,
to bring it into the new year.
yeah, and a lot has happened in between,
I'm gonna go ahead and throw up spoilers just so we have it.
I mean, we're not really spoiling anything.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a bunch of stuff, so
Only one of these things is
spoil
out.
how terrible Avatar is.
Oh, I guess I think it's been long
Well,
enough.
we're
It's
doing our
been-
top 5,
bro.
so
It's been 3 weeks, bro. We don't need.
My bad. All right.
I don't think we
I'll
need
take spoilers.
spoilers.
I'll take spoilers.
I'll be so. Neither of us have actually seen Stranger Things season 5,
yeah.
so I don't know how we could spoil it. What people wouldn't already have gotten spoiled if they're on the internet.
That
And
is
then-
true.
Like Avatar's been out for 3 weeks now,
Dude, I'm
and
like
the only person you'd be spoiling it for is yourself, since you forgot the plot of the movie, probably.
No, I've been going back through my notes, dude. I'm like 20 minutes into the movie plot wise, and I have 3 pages of scripting done. It's
Oh, you're actually making a video?
yeah.
Oh,
it is-
well.
It's painful because I also didn't realize how bad the movie was until I read back through my notes all the way. I was like, oh God, that's horrible.
But weirdly, there has been plenty of stuff to talk about in the last 2. It's like whenever we had that stretch between what I guess Peacemaker season 2 and like the end of the year, essentially, there was like nothing happening, really newsworthy wise. And then we stopped for 2 weeks, and I guess it's holidays, so that kind of plays into it. But we stopped for 2 weeks, and then we come back, and it's like somehow I have 8 different lists of things that we can talk about.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. But before that, I know you made some changes to your background, Jake.
Oh, thank you for bringing it up. Thank you for bringing it up. So, I brought all my books. I already had them, but I have a couple of series that I like, and then a bunch of Lord of the Rings stuff. I moved Sting up there. I got a new original trilogy box set, and then because I lost a bet with Caleb and Corbin, I had to get a Ironheart pop figure and an America Chavez pop figure.
And
So
by the way, the
those are
bet
now-
was literally like, if these are under $5, I'm buying them, and they were $3.
they were $3 and $2 respectively.
That was the bet. He
Yeah.
said, if these are under $5, I'll buy them, and then he grabbed them and checked the price.
I was
tag,
like,
and they
oh,
were $3.
yeah.
Yeah, my background is basically the same, except that section there is empty. That's because this goes there. Lord of the Rings Blu-ray box set. It's not there now because I was watching the movies while building Legos. I got that. You can't see it. That's the Balrog you shall not pass. And then currently being built.
Gotta flex on him. Yeah. So tough.
Is this bad boy, which is a beefer and a half. And I honestly don't know where it's gonna go when I'm done with it because it's so big. But I guess I have this right here. So we got you got Frodo, Gollum. It's not focusing, and Sam.
Tough.
So they kind of mixed something. They kind of mixed Mount Doom, I guess, with Barad-dûr, and But I got that going. I'm a quarter of the way through that. It's so big. Is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So, my background stayed relatively the same. So I guess the first thing we're gonna talk about is something Jake and I haven't even seen, which is Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I guess we can contextualize what we've seen. So, it was like a week. It was right around when season 3 of Stranger Things came out, back when I was still like stupid idiot and I didn't actually like think about what was happening, and I just was like, everyone else says something's good, that means it's good, and my opinion would be wrong if I had a different opinion. Similar like The Force Awakens, where I was like, everyone else says it's amazing, it's incredible, it's Star Wars, it's got to be good. And obviously now that I'm not stupid, I'm like, oh, that sucked. So that was what I would have binged all 3 seasons. First off, it's a very binge-worthy show. Like, you can binge through it really quickly, and that helps it because season 1 is incredible. I rewatched season 1, and I can still say it's really freaking good.
Yeah.
Season 2 sucks. I literally can't remember a single thing except for Samwise talking about a clown and Will saying "go away" and then getting tentacled by by the mind flayer. That's literally all I remember about season 2. Season 3 was the mall, and all I remember. I mean, I remember more about season 3. Most of what I remember about season 3 is stuff that I think I remember about season 2, and then I go, "Wait, no, that was in season 3." And season 3 also sucks.
It's just more vibey.
It's more fun. Like,
Yeah.
literally, that's it. And I hate using the description of, well, it was fun, as like justification for like why you enjoyed something. Like, cool, it's fun. It still sucks at the end of the day. Like,
it's
the
still
only
bad.
thing, it's because there are 2 people in all of Stranger Things who have charisma, and they were interacting with each other the entire time. So therefore, you kind of forgot how garbage everything else was. And then COVID happened, and there was like, I felt like about 25 years between season 3 and 4. Because like after I binged it all and I was in season 3, I was like, I'm here, let's go. Hopper's still alive. We got to figure out how he's getting back. I'm ready to go. And then it took 17 years for them to make the 4th season. And by the time it came out, I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. And then I didn't. So I never watched season 4. And then season 5 was starting to come out, and I was like, all right, I gotta watch this now. So initially I was like, but I don't really remember anything else that happened. And I need to watch all of season 4 first. So I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. And I rewatched season 1. I got 7 episodes in, and I was like, I don't want to watch anything else because I know it sucks. So I'm gonna stop right here. And that's how far I made it into my season 4 and 5 watch. Everything else that I know about 4 and 5 is all like just what I've heard other people say about it. And so anything I say is not my actual opinion. It's pretty much just other people's opinions that I'm like, that sounds like about how I'd feel about it. And everything I know comes from that as well. How much of Stranger Things have you seen? Oh, wait, hold on real quick. I literally until the first part of season 5 came out, I was like listening to like podcasts people were talking about and stuff. I thought Vecna was a chick. I didn't know Vecna was a dude until like a month ago. Like, that's how little I knew about season 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I saw Eddie doing that thing, and I was like, that looks cringe and lame. I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah. I've seen all of season 4, and then I just don't want to watch season 5 because season 4, and I know season 5 just kind of does this, but to like an even more egregious extent. Tried to do the whole like, oh, this has been happening the whole time, but they didn't really set it up. And I mean, people have tried to like to compensate for that and whatever, and then they've, the fan base that's schizophrenic is like, oh, well, there's another secret episode because of how bad the last bits were. And it's like, okay, hypothetically, even if there were a secret episode that was really, really, really good, it's season 4 and 5 still sucked. Season 2 and 3 still sucked. The show isn't saved if you have some, like, even if it's insanely good, which it wouldn't be, it's just not gonna be good.
Yeah. So,
and
from what I know,
based on, if the quality had stayed consistent from like season 1 through 5, if that level of quality had been consistent, and then the end of season 5 was like kind of weird, then I could actually like get on board and believe that they were doing like a secret episode thing, because it'd be like, well, they've done all of this setup and they've done such quality work for so long that I could actually believe that. But the fall off in quality since season 1 has been so egregious, and the fall off in writing, character writing, plot, literally every single thing that goes into a show has fallen off so bad. Even VFX from last season to this season has taken a drop. Like, literally every single thing has just gotten so significantly worse that I can't believe that it would ever be good.
Yeah, so generally now you say season 4 is trash. I have no opinion. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I've heard some people say it's
There's
decent.
some
This was
parts I
a
like.
lot of
There's
this
some
was
parts I
before
don't
season
like.
5 as well, which season 5 from what I know ruins a lot of what people did like about season 4 cuz it was like
Yes.
they liked the stuff season 4 was sending. Okay, first off, everyone going Game of Thrones. I haven't seen Game of Thrones either. It's Game of Thrones season 8. Game of Thrones, again, my understanding, haven't seen it because I know it ends like trash, has 4 of like the greatest TV seasons ever made, arguably.
Maybe
5 and
5.
6. 5 and 6 is like it's 5 and 6 are like it's all right. It's at least not bad. 5 is better than 6. I've also heard that. And then 7 and 8 suck. But 8
Yeah.
is like uniquely sucky.
Yeah. Because it's like all of these stories that we've started to make worse were going to end in a way that's even worse than you could have possibly imagined after setting up so much stuff that could have been amazing.
There is more
and then ruining it.
There's more good
and then shooting it.
Again, this is all anecdotal. I haven't seen it. There's more good Game of Thrones that exists than bad Game of Thrones. Whereas with Stranger Things, there is so much more bad than there is good.
Yeah.
Season 1
like
is
4-1.
Season 1 is a very good like conspiracy like horror.
It's like
set
a creepy horror, low budget,
set in the 80s, not an 80s. Not an 80s period. It's like a movie that was. It's like they literally were filming a movie in the 80s and they just dropped all the modern equipment back and they filmed it and then brought it back through the like. Whereas every season subsequently has been like all over the top. It's like what someone would think it would look like in the 80s, right? It's like they played that one freaking song a million times. Whatever the freaking Running Up the Hill, that song, a trillion, thousand, million, billion times. And it just like season 3 was super popular because it released on July 4th in the middle of a summer, and it's a season that takes place during the summer. So there you go. And they kept doing this thing where they wouldn't kill a main character and they would instead introduce a new side character and they're like, everybody likes them. Like that was they would try to, they're very emotionally manipulative. That's kind of their whole goal is, you don't realize everything sucks because you just remember the emotion. And that's, and then it didn't help that, by the way, because I did say this when we were like before season 5 came out, where I was like, I kind of felt like they started to shoehorn in the whole Will is gay thing. Upon rewatching season 1, I'm an idiot. No, that was always gonna be a thing. Joyce literally in episode 1's like Lonnie used to call him a queer. it's like so that's been known. The problem is that's been known. So when they do the whole season 5 Will
like
coming out,
big reveal, it's like, how do his best friends not know?
They do, because Mike said, "Hey, Will, you're gay," in season 3.
Yeah, he's literally like, dude, you don't like chicks. And then Will was like, I don't like chicks. What? Will? What, really?
Yeah.
It's like he came out what?
Which is just like, that was the most memeable thing ever, because obviously
and it was also longer
out of
than
place because it was
final
the penultimate
with the
it's the penultimate episode. The freaking world is ending and he's like, I gotta tell everyone I'm gay. It's like, so that's why that was.
And if they're gonna do that scene, which doesn't make sense because they would already know, they literally could have just edited that after the final fight. They could have just edited that after the final fight.
Or done it before the world was ending.
Yeah.
And I do know that he was so gay he got superpowers. Essentially, that's what happened. He accepted that he was gay, and then he got superpowers. I know it was a little more nuanced than that, but that's a funnier joke, so I'm sticking with that. And then, 11, instead of yelling like in the camera, hit a little blue steel. Because Millie Bobby Brown just got lip filler before the show, I guess. And
Mike,
that looked funny. From my understanding, Robin became a main character, and her personality from season 3 no longer exists. She is now just the gay. That's her personality. Nancy became Rambo at the end.
Yeah. It's like 50 trained
Holly
army
Byers,
soldiers
no,
get stomped, and then
Holly
Nancy with
Wheeler.
a revolver just goes insane.
Holly Wheeler became a main character. Also insane. Stop creating new characters. It's and
Just
it's like on
focus on
top
your.
of that.
Well, it's because the character that was freaking 4 years old in season 1 is now the only one that could possibly look like they're in high school
They made her 10. I think she was 10.
in season 1.
No, I'm saying she's 10 in this show. The actress is 14. I think the character was 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna watch it. I don't think, because that would require me to watch 2 full seasons. Which I'm not gonna do, no matter if people actually say season 4 is good or not. I don't. There's no. Because now it's like Game of Thrones, but I've seen the first 3 seasons. Like the reason I don't watch Game of Thrones is because I know it ends like trash. So I'm like, I don't really want to start it. Whereas with Stranger Things now is like, I watched the first 3 seasons 6 years ago, and now it's like, okay, why would I even go back and watch this now? Like, it's been 6 years since I've actually seen season 2 and 3, which is insane, but it takes that long to make TV shows now. So, I just wanted to point out, because this is kind of the ending of, like, this is probably the last cultural phenomenon show or movie, really, that's like, well, it may not movie, but show that, like, it was Game of Thrones for a while, and then Stranger Things somehow held an audience for this long.
Just
and it
because of
came to
how
an
good
end.
season 1 was, and then people are stupid, so they're like, season 2 was peak, and then they're like, season 3 was peak,
And then they're like, season 2 sucked, but season 3 is peak. And then season 4 came out, and they're like, season 3 sucked, but season 4 is peak. It's a pretty Marvel movie.
Yep.
Very, very, very Marvel movie. Yeah, in perfect world, it would have ended after season 1. In a less perfect world, but a world that was still better, it would have ended after season 3. And that's it. There's no other good outcome, I think, because season 4 was all a setup season. So therefore, it has to exist with season 5, which apparently sucks. And again, not my opinion. I haven't seen it, and I'm not planning on watching it. I'm just curious, because this is the biggest show. Who do you actually think is getting an acting career from this? Because there are three people, I think. It's like,
I think,
and I'm not saying like
I'm just
David.
gonna say,
I'm not saying like David Harbour, who's
or
already an
Winona
actor,
Ryder,
like
because
a,
they already
yes,
are.
I'm saying like
Of all the
'cause there's
children,
there are 3 to me that I'm like, yeah, I think they actually have a career.
I think I'm just gonna say character names because I can't remember everybody. Steve, Eddie, and
Well, there are 4 that I forgot about. I totally forgot Steve's name. I just kind of like, obviously Joe Curie is going to be a good. So I kind of cut him out. There's 4 for me then. 4, and I already agree with 2 of you for yours.
It's either, I'm gonna say one of the 3 between Dustin, Lucas, and Mike. One of those 3 will, but only one, and then maybe Sadie Sink.
Okay, I think there are only 4 who are actually like capable of doing other roles, which is Billy from the first 2 seasons. His actor,
Yeah.
he basically wrote everything about that character that didn't suck. The only thing the Duffer Brothers wrote about Billy was that he was racist and a bully. That's like all they wrote for him. He created all of the others, like schizophrenia. Like it was the actor who did all that.
That.
For me, that shows a character, like somebody's actually good at acting and good at being into character. Steve, because the problem is he could come more typecast. I don't know, but he was in like Free Guy, where he kind of played more of a nerd and less of like, oh, he's the cool guy. But he doesn't fit the cool guy aesthetic for any era other than the 80s.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think he'd be fine. And he can always stick to music if he just decides he doesn't want to act anymore. Apparently Sadie Sink was good in season 4 as far as acting goes, because they actually gave her a character. But either way, I would say her, because in like interviews I've seen that she's done, she actually has a personality, whereas Max doesn't, which tells me that she's actually acting to be such a bland, boring person. So that's impressive in itself. To completely remove yourself of charisma when like in interviews you clearly have charisma, I feel like that shows an impressive level of acting, and I'm curious to see how she is in Spider-Man. I think that'll kind of be her make or break, to be honest, of whether she can
Yeah.
actually do anything outside of this. And then Eddie, again, haven't seen season 4. The clips I've seen are really good, and he was the best part of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So that's about like those four. Like I think Finn Wolfhard's probably the best actor of the character, like of the main characters in the show. Again, other than probably Steve and Bill, as far as like acting, because
Yeah.
I think Gaiden, however you say his last name, is a far better one, but I don't think he can play anyone else. Like I don't, there's no
Yeah,
like
no.
he's
Like,
always gonna have to play the quirky side character guy, like the funny comic relief guy. He's never Finn Wolfhard's always gonna play the nerdy guy until they're older. Once they're older, maybe, and they don't look anything like they did in Stranger Things. Lucas, I mean, I'm sure he can find work to do. He's a young black actor in Hollywood. And honestly, there are not that many of the like. There's some who are like you see him and stuff, but it's like I think he could find work. They'll probably he said he wants to be Miles Morales, which so does every young black actor. They say that literally every time they're on the red carpet. But
yeah.
which apparently I guess we just forget the Puerto Rican part of Miles Morales' heritage. By the way, we just like, oh, I'm a young black guy. I guess that means I should be Miles Morales. But I will say, in fairness, he actually looks more like Miles Morales than a lot of the young black actors who say that, whose only qualification is that they're black at the time. Like, I think Ryan Gosling should play Miles Morales, but but realistically, he doesn't do anything in the show. He's not bad in season 1. Most of them were better when they were in season 1 as younger kids, because again, the Duffer Brothers didn't really write the characters. They just said like, just be yourself. Yeah, and
then
then
the more you build on that, the more
Nancy and
it's
Jonathan, I
hollow.
don't think we'll ever see them in anything again.
No.
They're so bad. They have no chemistry together, and I think their dating in real life is like the saddest part.
They have literally zero chemistry.
Jonathan is only like, I think he was a self-insert in the first 3 seasons without even realizing how creepy he was, because he's a freaking creep in season 1.
Bro, it's crazy how in season 1 they have you genuinely try to believe that Steve is a bad guy for breaking Jonathan's camera when he was like taking pictures of her half naked in Steve's room.
Yes, like that's why I feel like it was a self-insert, because it was like, it was not because he was a freak taking pictures of her naked in Jonathan's room or in what's Steve's room. It's because his like general story is like, oh, he's the outcast guy. He's the outcast artsy guy, but he steals the hot girl away from the jock, and that's like the Duffer
But they
Brothers
accidentally
like,
wrote him as a creep instead.
yeah, not realizing that he's a complete freak. I don't like, other than that, it's like I don't know if the guy who played Vecna is anything. Apparently he's really good in season 5.
From what I've seen, like, he has the capability to act well.
That is the only positive I've heard of season 5 from anyone, is like, oh, he's a good actor. I also heard Delightful Derek's pretty good. So other than that, but he is not like an actor.
He's just a little fat kid.
Who's like a nice kid, I guess.
Yeah, he's just like a nice little fat kid.
I
see
a
nice little
because like
fat kid.
The same thing similarly kind of happened with Game of Thrones, like where a lot of the actors aren't really, like, a lot of them did launch their career, but then like Kit Harington, which this is entirely his fault, but he's not really been in anything. It's his fault because he was like, I don't want to play masculine roles anymore. And then I was like, oh, okay, we don't need you then, because that's kind of all you're good for. And he was like, whoa.
It's like what you're really, really good at, so maybe you should keep doing it.
Yeah, but it's
literally
just
everyone that watched Game of Thrones, like, you were their favorite character.
Which I guess I can't really. I said it's like Game of Thrones in that sense, but that's the only one that comes to my head where it's like their career weirdly didn't do anything after their big show. But I mean, like, what, Pedro Pascal, again, he's all right as an actor, but like his career just took off for whatever reason. It started because of Game of Thrones, but it was like all the
he
stuff
was actually
after that,
he was really good in Game of Thrones,
and I liked him as Joel in season 1 of The Last of Us. But.
Yeah, he was really good in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and then Amelia Clarke, obviously, she's big. Millie Alcock is big, which I know it's House of the Dragon, but all right, just
same universe,
right? Same author, all right. It's also not finished. It's also an unfinished book series.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's no ending.
Let's cut me some slack here. But yeah, it's just interesting to me because it's like such a big show like Stranger Things,
Yeah.
it's literally the cultural phenomenon. It's gonna be the most viewed Western TV show in a while. This finale will be pretty much only losing out to Squid Game and probably some anime. I don't know anything about anime numbers, but I'm sure that those are doing banger numbers over in Asia.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think 4 people potentially could have a career after it. Because wasn't Finn Wolfhard was in like the Ghostbusters movie, but he was playing Mike from Stranger Things essentially in some Ghostbusters movie that came out.
Yeah.
From what I remember, and that was from trailers. From what I remember, yeah, he was in Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I think what happens with a lot of child actors is like they just play a likable character, and then like they just get repeatedly typecast over and over, and they're just like, just be Mike.
And that leads to them resenting that character, like Harry Potter.
Yeah, and then they either never get any other roles or lose the ability to actually act, and that's why they never get any other roles. That tends to happen with child actors.
What's her face who plays Nancy isn't going to be anything because she's probably going to get blown away by the wind before she can step on set. She can be in the next Wicked movie. And Jonathan, like, I don't even know what he could do. Like
there's like a scene in the show where he had to act, and it was
he was all right. He's pretty solid in season 1 when he wasn't being a complete creep. Their dynamic was interesting.
He was like him and Nancy. Season 1.
Jonathan?
Yeah, that's when he took the pictures of Nancy.
I said when he wasn't being a complete creep.
Okay. I thought you were saying this season as a whole. I was like, what?
Yeah, seemed like
the parts where he wasn't.
Their dynamic was kind of interesting because it was like he was a creep, but she needed to kind of be with him because Barb, and that was like all they really paid. They kind of forgot about Barb, and then they spent the rest of the time apologizing for forgetting about Barb. That was the next like 4 seasons, but yeah, so it's like he can't be anything. Again, Joe Keery, like when I watched Free Guy, it was basically Steve Harrington, but he was a game developer is kind of the problem I see with him. But he's charismatic, and I think he could pull off other roles. And then he can also sing, so he's got that always as a fallback. And he was getting handcuffed by Sabrina Carpenter at a show, so he's got all kinds of stuff going for him.
He's making money moves.
Yeah, he's making big moves. And like I wish the kid, like Dustin Gaten, whatever his face, could be a good actor. I just literally like he's too much of a like
cast. He's too
specifically distinct face and voice. Like
which sucks because like I think he's probably the best of the kids.
I don't know as an actor, but as far as charisma, because I do think it is Finn Wolfhard as far as an actually acting. But he is not charismatic. Like Dustin's super charismatic, and that's why that works for him. Oh, we also forgot. I think Bob from season 2. I think he could have a big career.
I mean, I guess
he's never been in anything before. So
if he could get like a book role, something like that, he might make a career.
Maybe make him a Hobbit or something.
He's not a big guy.
He's a little old, but he can play like
Let's make him Merry or Pippin or something.
Bilbo Baggins in a Hobbit remake.
I don't.
He's
that
old.
Seems
yeah,
that doesn't quite seem right.
Yeah, he's
it's close.
All right. But yeah, Stranger Things sounded like it sucked. I'm not gonna watch it to find out.
I don't really care enough to actually watch.
And I guess we should talk more about a little about the schizophrenia breakdown. Unless within the next 6, 7, 8 hours, a secret episode drops on Netflix, and we're proven wrong that these people weren't schizophrenic, they were somehow right, then people
we'll have to hit an emergency call with Corbin to see if it's any good, because I don't want to watch it.
Then at least the only thing good I'll say about this is at least Stranger Things fans are able to admit that this season sucked, right? Because like if it was Gun Bros, they'd be like, we don't need a secret episode because this was incredible all the way through, right? At least they were like, this is trash. It can't be real.
It's like, this is so bad. It literally can't be real.
Yeah. So,
Dude, can you imagine being the Duffer Brothers and you're like, this is our best one yet? And people are like, this is so bad it can't be real.
you know what they're doing? They're wiping their tears with the billions of
Yeah,
dollars Paramount
oh,
gave them because they're stupid. Paramount let Taylor Sheridan walk, and they were like, let's give these two idiots who wrote one good season of television one time so much money. Like, the entire theory about there being a secret, what's it called, gate something, episode. It's like Contemporary Gate. I don't remember.
no, it's Conformity Gate.
Conformity Gate. Yes, this big episode that everyone has somehow figured out. Most of like everyone going, this is why it's happening. It's because they forgot something in the script. Like they forgot something that happened.
Yeah, it's because the script literally just left stuff out. And then if it's
you remember the buyers used to have a dog? But David Harbour was a dick and didn't want to work with a dog, so they made him get rid of it.
They could have had a Demogorgon kill it too. Like it didn't.
It just left.
It just like it just let it starve to death.
Yeah, Dustin also has a girlfriend in season 3.
Yeah, never talk about that again. Go.
She was at like the premiere for one of the like season 5 or something.
Dustin, can we maybe meet your girlfriend who also helped us save the world last season?
When they sang.
Nah. Never speaking to her again.
But yeah, look, they aren't good writers. It's unfortunate. Maybe they could be good writers. If they had,
they're capable of being good writers.
Yes.
It's the problem is when you write something that's supposed to be a single solo thing, and then it's super successful, and people want you to add to it, and you never planned on adding to it, then you have to add more in a way that makes sense. And to do that, a lot of the time, you have to add backstory that you never planned on adding. And then when you don't think through the backstory you add, you mess stuff up and you make something that really sucks.
You know what that's called, Jake? Mystery box. That's what all of Stranger Things is, which is why I hesitate to say they're good writers because no. Because Mystery Box can work. It worked in season 1 of Stranger Things. It works with horror a bit more because
horror's better because if you avoid showing the monster, it's scarier.
Not even that explaining. Tension. Not even it's like there's a weird mix.
If it's mysterious and scary and like you can really kind of see it, and then when you do see it, it literally just doesn't make sense to look like it's just a weird, creepy thing. It lends to the story better. Yes. Or it lends to the genre better and the feel.
Let's move on. Right?
We're supposed to be fast.
Well, I mean,
I guess for us that was kind of fast.
We're gonna have you briefly talk about Avatar. I haven't watched Avatar 1, 2, or 3, or however many there are. I think it's just 1, and they're all the same movie. I don't even think these have been made.
I would have said you were wrong 3 weeks ago, and then I watched it. And it's literally just if you put the first and second movie together, cut it in half, and then like crush it into a ball. That's Fire and Ash.
I haven't watched them. I have no interest in watching them. I think the blue people look weird. I think the entire concept of a show looks. Literally all the reviews for this, which is why it's like you can't take Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb score seriously. Every review for this story was complete trash garbage, but it looked incredible. 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Huh?
That's the review for a lot. Dude, there's a lot of things like that where it's like, they're kind of running out of ideas. 7 out of 10. It's like what?
Are they paying you?
Because we've like kind of lost the idea of how to actually rate stuff, like
being critical, using
but even
your
like
brain.
Just the description, like saying something's 5 out of 10. Like if you say something's a 5 out of 10 movie, people would instantly jump to like really, really bad movies.
It's like it's a mediocre movie. That's the definition of 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
That's literally the middle.
Whereas it's more like we do it now on like almost like a grading scale, like in school, where it's like 50 and under is a failure, and then it's like 70 is like your C grade. So it's like every movie that's mid, people are like 7 out of 10. Like Superman, which is a very 2 to 3. I'm maybe more in the 2 grade.
2.5.
I think the general audience was like it's a 7 out of 10, really meaning it's a 5 out of 10. But we don't. But they were like, but I didn't not like the movie, therefore it can't be below a 50%.
Exactly.
Right. So it's just that whole scale is kind of off. It's same as the word peak. Now, in fairness, peak I guess can be a good description for things because like Stranger Things season 1 is peak, but it's the peak of a really small hill.
Yeah. It's
like
the peak of Stranger Things.
Like I don't know which episode it'd be because I don't remember it well enough, but there's an episode of Ironheart that's peak. Because it's literally like the hill. There's like no elevation, and then like someone piled some dirt up, and it was like, oh, that's the peak of it. Right.
It's
there.
like a piece of paper that somebody wrote on and then flipped over, and like the slight push from the pencil, it's like the highest of that. That's the peak of Ironheart.
Exactly. All right. So Jake has seen
how
Avatar
deep
Fire.
would you like me to go into Avatar? Do you just want me to give you like a score type thing without plot?
You watched it base, right? No IMAX, no 3D.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not looking. If you're doing a video, that's better for. This is like generally like, what did you actually think of the movie? Obviously, this is the biggest. It's gonna make $1 quadrillion. It's making unobtainium.
It's already
billions.
made $1 billion.
Yeah,
it's gonna stop you from aging. That's a plot point from the second one, and then the third one you're gonna
kill yourself because you can't live on Pandora.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just like general thoughts, and make it pretty quick because I don't really care about this.
Generally,
but it was a big deal.
Just watching the movie, it feels like watching a kid just play with all their toys, but they just got a bunch of new toys. And then they have a bunch of old toys from last Christmas, and they're mixing all of them, but they don't really go together, and they're just kind of mashing all their toys together, and they're like, this is so cool, this is so much fun, I'm having fun with all my toys, but it just doesn't work. It's like building a puzzle and also building Legos at the same time, but trying to shove them and force them together so that it's like, oh, look at this big cool thing I made. Look at this big, ooh, remember that thing you liked from the first one? Remember this stuff you liked from the second one? Let's mix them all together, but it doesn't make sense, and there was no setup. And even when it happens, it doesn't even feel like a payoff that wasn't set up. It just feels like a thing that happened. And it's like, okay, for example, this isn't going to matter to you, but I'll throw up spoilers, because screw it. So he becomes Turok Makto again. He goes and gets the big red banshee, right? Yeah, see, I'm speaking gibberish to Caleb right now. I'm speaking straight gibberish.
That might be worse than unobtainium. This guy saying he becomes Chocorok.
But okay, so he does that again.
That's more character names, by the way, than I've ever heard for Avatar. I've only ever heard Jake.
That is Jake.
Yes, but I'm saying, like, as far as anything else about these movies, I've listened to a breakdown of a breakdown of a plot of Avatar 3, and I don't remember any of it.
Yeah. So anyway, he does that again. But then you go, why didn't he just do that last movie? Because the reason he stopped being Turok Makto was because they weren't fighting a war anymore. And then in the second one, they were fighting a war again. And instead of fighting the war again, he just ran away, which doesn't make sense with his or any of the other characters. And then in the third one there, it's like, actually, he's done doing all that. He's back to being the same old him that you knew the whole time. We're just going to mix the plots and climaxes of the last two movies into one thing, and you're gonna like it. You're gonna eat this pile of shit, and you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna like it.
Doesn't it look awesome?
Look how good this pile of shit looks. Look how good it looks. Look at all the steam coming off it. It looks great. Eat it. That's what they do with Avatar: Fire and Ash. And also, one more thing. In 3 hours and 15 minutes, they manage to shove so much crap into 3 hours and 15 minutes while simultaneously advancing the plot about 10 minutes. Like, nothing actually happens that changes anything in the universe. It's just like, they're here for a while, a thing happens, and then we're in the exact same place we left off 5 feet down the road in 3 hours and 15 minutes after sitting through 45 minutes of ads and previews, which is James Cameron's fault. I don't care. It's it's his fault. I blame him for the 45. I sat in the theater for 4.5 hours because I got there early.
But you got to see the motorcycle with Captain America.
You know what? I blame James Cameron for Avengers Doomsday.
This movie made $1 billion. Like I said, I haven't seen Stranger Things season 5. My Instagram feed has been all Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I have seen nothing about the
most buzz from Avatar 3 was when they dropped the trailer because that was the highest the intrigue ever was. And that's also just about as deep as they go in the movie. It's like, oh, new tribe, new tribe. The thing that Avatar does, that Avatar 1 relied on so much, is it's this whole other world, so they rely on world building. In Avatar 1, they have an entire world worth of world building to do, so it's actually, it's kind of bad. But there's so much world building that you don't think about it, and you just go, holy crap, I'm learning so much about this world. And then Avatar 2, you sit down, and you have a 20% as much world building you can do, and you have to actually have plot and characters, and you go, shit, what do we do? I didn't have to do this last time, and they're expecting it to be better, way worse. And then in 3, you have even less world building to do, so there's nothing left, because you also ruined your characters in the second movie, so there's nothing left. It's just a pile of shit. That looks really good.
Okay.
Rant over.
So this has made $1 billion. I have seen there is less cultural significance on this movie than in Marty Supreme. Now we'll get into why with Marty Supreme. We'll get into why with Marty Supreme in a second, because most of that's also artificial. But still, I have seen less buzz with Avatar 3 than I have with. I've seen more stuff on Instagram. It's like 5 things, but I see them a lot. Again, we'll get into why. But with Marty Supreme than it is with Avatar. Like, that's how one of those movies has made $100 million. One of those movies has made $1 billion. Yeah. So that's about all I can say. James Cameron, look, I think it's cool, all the stuff he's done. Now, most of this just because he, spent a bunch of money investing into 3D technology and then 3D movies. Everyone's kind of like, these kind of suck. And so now he was like, but I got to keep making them good. So now they still make them, probably. But maybe make something else. And again, it's like he's not really made anything good since Terminator.
I'll give him this.
Old stuff, but
Avatar consistently looks phenomenal in a time where VFX consistently look garbage. So I'll give him that. However,
Titanic, I'd like to correct. He hasn't made anything good since Titanic.
However, nothing is real in the movies. Nothing, like, when you look at the screen for 99.99% of the movie, not a single thing on the screen is a real
pause
thing.
You for a second? Can I pause
so
you
that
for a second?
also, like, yeah.
Let me pause you for a second. This is the third movie in a trilogy. Is this Return of the King level? Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm putting a gauge on this of like, is this Return of the King level?
No.
Is it even not as good, but still, famous trilogy? Is it Return of the Jedi level?
No.
Exactly.
It's more along the lines of if Peacekeeper had a season 3.
He spent 13 years doing nothing but making Avatar 2 and 3.
There's going to be 5.
Yes, but apparently he's taking more of a step back for those. So
I hope so. Oh my goodness, they've been horrible.
Yeah, look, I like James Cameron. I think he does. Like he goes and he's
capable of making good stuff.
And he sat down with guys like Corridor Digital, and it's like they're doing a better job for Hollywood than Hollywood's doing for themselves at marketing. Which, by the way, real quick, I just want to say, if you have any interest in like good YouTube videos, watch Corridor Digital's forced
Turn
perspective, like
us
with the
off
Lord of the Rings,
right now and
the
go
Lord of the
watch
Rings forced
Corridor's Lord of the
perspective
Rings
video.
Force Perspective.
It's one of the best videos I watched this year. Very good. I would highly recommend that. And by the way, like, speaking of, Stranger Things, I've been rewatching Son of a Dungeon, which is their show, and it's like, that's pretty good right there.
If you want to watch a fire show.
But anyway, but like, and he sat down with them, and it's like, I can't, like, I like the guy enough. I just don't think he's made anything good in this century. Not worth watching. Again, I haven't watched anything he's made this century, but he made Terminator and he made Aliens. I don't know if Aliens is any good. Don't quote me on that. I haven't watched the Aliens movies.
Worse than
and he made
Alien,
and he made
but
T2.
terrible.
But he made T2, which again I haven't watched yet. I'll watch it soon. Don't crucify me, but that's one of like a lot of people say that's one of the best movies ever made. So, and then he made Titanic, which is also this guy's robbing people. Titanic is one of the highest grossing films ever. Avatar, all three of them are like he's just stealing money. I don't understand.
Yeah. If I'm remembering correctly, this is going to be the first year that he doesn't like top the box office.
Technically,
with
well,
Avatar.
yes, because of Naja too, but it's
Zootopia
also weird
as well.
But that's weird because it's split. So it still has a box office run. It's still going to garner another $1 billion or something within the next month, and that makes it split between 2025 and 2026. Which great transition, Jake, because before we finish our look back and start looking forward to the, unfortunately, also not looking as good next year, we'll talk a bit about the box office. So the final counts in, and we had $4 billion movies, except China. Okay, now I'm gonna be a little more fair. Naja 2, I don't necessarily trust that number. China has no reason to lie about Zootopia 2 and Avatar, so I'm gonna assume their numbers are more real. And then Lilo and Stitch. So I guess a better way to do this would be
a remake, a sequel, and a sequel.
Technically, sequel, remake, trash, sequel, original, remake, original, reboot, sequel, technically original, but kind of reboot, kind of sequel, sequel
/ reboot,
re-released,
garbage, trash,
here. Bad,
solid movie,
original, re-release, sequel, re-release, original. This is so. The Weapons, F1, and Sinners are the first three, and Demon Slayer, the original things that are there. But like, I'm just pointing out because that's gonna be a theme you'll notice as we look forward to 2026.
I would just like to point out that we live in a world where Zootopia 2 makes 2.5 times as much money as Superman.
It's China. Yeah, right. Like,
bro, I don't.
No. It's like $700 million in China. All right, it's relevant. No.
I know. Take that away, it's still 400 million more than Superman.
I'm not saying like me. I'm not gonna defend Superman. I'm just saying like in China, like for whatever reason, China likes blue people and they're furries. So and whatever Naja 2 is about. Still haven't figured out if that's a real movie or not. By the way,
I mean we looked it up. I think we did it on stream a while ago. It's just like
I know.
It's an anime. It looks like a poorly animated movie. Like the animation.
Apparently, the first one sucks, dude.
The animation just like irks me. It doesn't look good.
Apparently, Naja 1 is trash too. Like it's
I'm gonna double check this and look at. Naja 2, it reminds me of like the Kroger ads that are like the weird art style animation.
Yes,
it makes me think of that.
If they force their citizens at gunpoint to go watch Naja 2, I can. You know what? That wouldn't. It can easily make that much money. That one they have more of a reason to lie about because it is a Chinese-made film and they want to actively, obviously, show China as more successful than the United States. So that's why it's like I don't 100% like look at those numbers and go yes, absolutely. Whereas with whereas with Zootopia 2 and Avatar, like there's genuinely like what China's not like they're not sitting there in like their meetings and Xi Jinping is not like we must lie about Zootopia 2 box office numbers to fool the Americans. Like I don't think they're exactly doing that, but yeah, dude. 4 movies to break $1 billion, and 2 of those, again, Avatar is gonna go on to make $40 billion, but
And
yeah,
not
they're
one of them
barely over.
are good.
As far as Western as well, Zootopia 2 was 500 million over, but then Lilo and Stitch barely scraped it over, and it's a remake. Minecraft, so only one thing. Again, I guess Zootopia 2. I would count that as Western. Avatar, bro, I don't know. James Cameron's figured out something, so whatever. Yeah, pretty embarrassing year. First year, of course, there's no superhero movie to go over 750 million. Superman, unfortunately, ended as the 10th highest grossing movie of the year. It would have been Wicked let us down.
Wicked did let us down. I thought Wicked was gonna beat it.
1 second.
If Wicked would have beat Superman, that would have been so funny. I don't like Wicked, but oh shit, that would have been funny. There was also in the top 10 movies, there is exactly 2 good movies. And again, I know you've only seen one of them.
Again, for anyone who's actually like not sure like the joke with like, why would you want Superman to be 11? I genuinely could care less about the success of the box office. I thought the movie sucked, but it could have made $3 billion. I would still think the movie sucked. It was just to be like, because on Twitter, it like when the year ended, everyone would have tweeted out like top 11 highest grossing movies of all time because the astroturfing of pretending Superman wasn't like straight garbage. Because everyone's like, it's the best movie ever made, and then so it'd be like you just see tweets from like DC fan news, and it's like the top 11 highest grossing movies of 2025. It'd be like, what?
Or
top
some
11?
of them would do like top 15, so it wouldn't be a weird number, but it's 15.
It's like top 11. What? But like, Superman ends as the 11th best movie of the year, box office wise.
The other funny thing is, if they go down to top 15, they have to let in Brave New World, which is abysmal garbage. And then you see that they're only 4
and he also put in
Mission
Impossible. But yeah, like the box office was horrible this year. Survive until 2025. Turned into Survive 2025. That was the. So what's 2026? Come to the movies and we'll suck you in 2026 that's
26.
I think that's the only thing they got.
Yeah, 2026. It does have more, and maybe not more. It has a couple things I'm looking forward to.
It's got a lot of them. It's almost a full release schedule basically.
But it also doesn't have that many things that I think will be good.
We'll talk about it.
There's things that I want to be good, but there's not many that I think will be.
But before we look forward, we gotta look back. Because me and Jake compiled our top, well, not one last time, because we're gonna talk about something that was James Gunn related from 2025. But we're gonna look back at the movies, hopefully for the last time. As we couldn't do top 5 movies and top 5 shows because essentially everything sucked this year. So it was like top 5 projects and bottom 5 projects. And I managed to think of 6 things that I could even consider where to rank them for my top 5. So Jake, do you want to start us off with your number 5 top? Do you want to start with top or bottom?
I think we should go top first because there's not a lot. There's not a lot to work with.
All right. What was your 5th best thing you watched in 2025 for the first you watched ever that released in 2025?
So I just want to go ahead and get out of this. I haven't watched Sinners or Weapons yet. I haven't gotten around to it, so those aren't going to be on my list. Just to get that out of the way. But my number 5 best movie of the year, somehow painfully, was The Accountant 2.
Dude, I saw that and I was like, that came out this year, and there's a few movies that I did watch this year that kind of just fell into the like I didn't rank them anywhere because I was so like, yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, there's so many things I despised that somehow made it up.
My number 5 was Terminalist Dark Wolf as far as things I watched this year. There are 3 shows on my list, which is insane to me. That
my number 4 is Terminalist Dark Wolf.
All right, yeah. Which Dark Wolf, was good fun. First
It was
off,
good.
any other year this
Fun.
shouldn't be in the top 5. It was like it was all right. Wasn't any, we kind of
Any other year, it shouldn't be in the top 15.
me and Jake. I don't know about top 15, but top. It was because it was decent, but it wasn't as good as the first season. And I know me and Jake, we were super big on the ending. We thought, we kind of were of the opinion it kind of got worse as it went on. Not bad. When I say worse, I know it
Yeah.
sounds like a very negative term.
It just started really
Yeah, and
good and
it just didn't get
intriguing, and
better.
then it just kind of like.
And I didn't love how it ended. I didn't feel like it really tied in that well with season 1. But that's why I have Dark Wolf there. You already said your 4. My number 4 is Warfare. So there's a movie. It's probably it's hard for me not to say it's the best movie. There's very little story. I think this movie would have benefited heavily from being like 1917, where it genuinely didn't cut.
Yeah.
Like, well,
I think
cut.
Warfare's audio design was like, it was the best I saw all year.
But it would have been like not necessarily because it was like, oh, it's so cool how it's one shot. It's because like because like the thing about what's cool about 1917 is it's just 2 hours. Like you're watching 2 hours of what the guy is going through.
Yeah,
you're not watching.
It's through that amount of time.
Exactly. And Warfare is like that, but there's cuts in it. So I think it would have been cool if it had. Now I think there's better stuff that's done with cuts that do make it probably a little better. But I do think it could have. I think it would have been even better if it was like that. I do believe it did lose money at the box office, which is unfortunate, but it is A24.
Yeah.
Jake.
That's kind of funny. My number 3 was actually Warfare. You've predicted my last 2 with your.
You see, I think we're gonna have a very similar list here, but I think I watched 2 things that you didn't watch that are at my top 2 spots.
I think you're right.
You might not have ranked.
I have one different thing than you, and I think our number 1 is going to be the same, or your number 2 is going to be 9. Same. Your number 2 is going to be my number 1.
Your number 1 is going to be my number 3. That's my prediction.
Okay. You're probably right.
Which you said your number 3 was Warfare, right? So I guess my number 3 was F1, best movie. It's my favorite movie of the year. I don't know about best, but that's my number 3. I'm assuming that's your number 1, but hey, no spoilers yet, baby. No spoilers. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably your number 1.
No spoilers.
There's the thing. This is a very like safe. This is I'd say this is actually a 7 out of 10 movie, like a 6. Bro, okay.
Not like a 2025. Oh, it's a 7 out of 10. It's garbage.
Like it's not an actual Superman 7 out of 10. This is like
it's a solid
super
movie,
safe, basic sports movie, and it's essentially a glorified advertisement for Formula 1. I just happen to like Formula 1,
and
so
it looks great. And the sound and the soundtrack is phenomenal,
and the score is good.
Just
it's like
there's not a time in the movie where you're like, this isn't. I don't like this.
Why is the whole time? Why is this a plot? Why is this happening? What is
the whole time you're in the movie? You're like, this is fun. I like this.
It's a story about a race car driver, and then the whole story is about the race car driver.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty cut and dry.
That's my best. That's my best movie. My personal. This isn't like I think these were the best made movies of the year, story and all together. It's like out of the stuff I watched. My personal number 3 was F1. What was your? You said your number 3 was Warfare. So I'll get my number 2, which I completely forgot this came out of the year because it was so early on. Reacher season 3, baby. That's number 2. Again, very similar to F1. This is the most safe show ever. The fact that it's in my top 5 is embarrassing for everything else that came out this year.
Big guy beats people up.
Yes, action hero does action thing. Gets he gets the hot woman and he solves the mystery at the end of the show.
Eats some pie.
This is the most basic thing ever, but like in like Reacher, that's why Reacher's like it was like the 4th most watched show last like of the last the TV schedule year. When they released that list, it was number 4, which like that's behind Squid Game, which takes up number 1 spot. And so, do the math from there. There's not that many places till you get to freaking Reacher, which should never be that high. But everyone, people just want a good classic masculine story. So
people also just miss like a simple, decently written show that isn't ridiculously insane with a massive budget that falls short.
And they can film it they can get it out once a year so you don't completely forget about it by the time the next season comes out. Because hey, Reacher season 4, you know when it comes out? Sometime in 2026.
Yeah, because
whereas Terminal
you watch Reacher season 1, you go, wow, that was good. I wonder if there's going to be another season. You go, oh yeah, it's coming out next year.
Whereas with Terminal List, I've had time to rewatch Terminalist 3 times before Dark Wolf was even like announced.
I had time to put off watching Terminalist for like a year and a half and then watch it twice before Dark Wolf came out.
And now we're getting season 2, I think, this year.
I had time to
2027.
go, Caleb, I don't know. It just doesn't sound very good for a year and a half. And then go, oh my God, this is fire.
All right. Let's get your number 2. And then
my
we'll
number
go to
2 was Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle. This is kind of like, it was incredibly simple. They just told like a simple story that was very good visually, and the voice acting is phenomenal. They just stuck to what works. Like it's simple. It was a lower budget anime movie that was made well. Yeah. And it made a bunch of money.
All right. For me, I've got some honorable mentions here that were not released in 2025, but they were kind of within the last year, like year or two, that I watched for the first time in 2025. So I didn't put them on my list. And I don't, a couple of them might have, but so for me, that was Gentleman, which came out in 2024. I didn't watch it till this year. It was really good. Season 2 comes out this year. That would have been probably number 2 on my list if it came out this year. Seasons 1 and 2 of Tulsa King, which season 3 came out this year. I just didn't finish watching it, so I didn't put it on my list either. But again, it's another super safe. It's Taylor Sheridan, so it's like, you know what you're getting with Taylor Sheridan at this point. Yeah. And it's Sylvester Stallone. And then Peacemaker season 1, because I thoroughly enjoyed Peacemaker season 1. And that came out a few years ago, but still, like, I watched it for the first time this year. And mostly just to show you when we get to the bottom 5 list of how bad that season was.
Just what can happen.
Just spoiler alert, we both have it on there.
It's not an honorable mention.
Yes. And then the only honorable mention I have for something that came out this year was Sinners. I think it was a very well shot movie, but it's a super simple vampire movie. Like it's nothing groundbreaking. It was shot beautifully. The score is really good. There's really good acting in it. It's just, I don't know. It's not good enough for me to be better than those other 4 things I've listed so far. My 5th thing. So what about you for honorable mentions? What do you got?
I don't have one. I really don't. I mean, I could say The Gentleman as well, and then Landman are 2 things that I've watched.
Have you watched Landman season 2?
I haven't gotten to season 2 yet, but Landman season 1, I know it didn't come out last year, but I watched it in the last year. Landman season 1, actually maybe it did, but I watched Landman season 1. That was good, and then I watched The Gentleman last year as well, and also really enjoyed that. Those are the only things that I actually enjoyed watching last year.
All right, what was your number 1?
My number 1 was the F1 movie. I think it just
no Avatar.
No, it'll make an appearance.
But it's about $3 trillion.
No, it'll come up later. It's like actually my
box office.
It's actually my ultra mega best movie of all time slot. It fits in there.
Good, because I think you forgot that it's gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah,
and you forgot it looks amazing.
It looks great though. What was the plot?
All right,
I don't know, but it looked fantastic.
All right, my number 1, Mobland, baby, which Jake hasn't watched because he's a bad friend.
That's fair. Hey, I put you on Lord of the Rings. So
okay, bro, you can't use that argument because I was always gonna watch Lord of the Rings. Like it was,
but I put you on.
You did not put me on Lord of the Rings. You did not do that.
I told you to watch it, and you did. And
let's see. Terminal List. I don't know. It's not gonna be good. I'm not gonna watch that. Great. Daredevil. That's good.
My favorite Marvel project of all time.
That's good. Because of Daredevil, I'd chuck in Punisher in there as well. I know you're, so like just going down my list here of shows that
you got me.
Hey, you need to watch this, and then
yeah. But Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy ever made.
You can't take credit for Lord of the Rings.
I don't care. I'm taking credit.
Giving you credit for Lord of the Rings.
I'm taking credit.
You're not giving.
I don't care if you give me credit. I'm taking.
Hey, bro,
credit.
I recommended the best movie trilogy of all time for you to watch. Therefore, I have to get credit for that.
Sorry, bro. I'm taking credit.
No,
I don't care.
Because one of my honorable mentions for my bottom 5 is the only thing that I'd say you have thoroughly tried to get me to watch.
Which that'll be our segue into the bottom 5. What was that?
I had to watch Invincible
Oh,
this year. And
yeah.
the only reason it's not in my bottom 5 is because I haven't started season 3 yet, which came out in 2025.
Okay, so I'm gonna get this out of the way now. I'm gonna be completely honest. When I first started watching Invincible, that was before I like thought critically about watching stuff.
Used your brain while watching something.
Yeah, that was like before I started like thinking while watching stuff. So I like it, but it's
you're just
bad.
not gonna go back. You're not gonna go back and rewatch it to be. It's like how we treat like.
I
Andor.
no longer think it's peak.
It's like how we treat Andor.
Yeah,
we're like we love Star Wars, and everyone says Andor's really good, so therefore we're gonna think it's really good, but we're not gonna watch it in case it sucks.
Bingo.
Although I am gonna actually watch Andor at some point. For me, it's like Fallout. For me, it's like Fallout, where it's like when it came out, everyone was like, Fallout is awesome. And then I just started seeing people saying Fallout sucks. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch it, but I'm just going to be like, Fallout's awesome.
So, I'm sure it follows all the lore in a really cool and awesome way. And I'm not going to watch it.
So for me, I think and it's like, I think you can stay in that your little zone there for Invincible.
I think it's safe to assume Fallout-wise, Walton Goggins was probably awesome. And other than that,
and Ella Purnell was hot. It's right. I think those two are safe assumptions.
Those things are both safe assumptions,
and there was probably banger music.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I think you can stay that with your Invincible. But I watched that this year, and bro, I don't even know that the story. I don't think the story is amazing by any means. I think the characters are all annoying, and I think it's some of the worst paced TV I've ever watched. So
no, it genuinely does have some of the worst pacing of all time.
And working against it, I have I have ads on my Amazon plan. All right, so that doesn't help. In fairness, though, kind of gets me looking forward to when the ad breaks are, because it means I don't have to watch the show. I think I finished. Yeah, I finished season 2. So I am on to season 3 whenever I watch that, which I'm sure you're gonna want to talk about season 4. I might just skip season 3 before we talk about season 4.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk because there's gonna be, Thrag is coming in season 4, which you don't even know what that is, but that's gonna be. I mean, Lee Pace is an amazing actor, so his voice acting is gonna be phenomenal, and that's probably like every other season, the best part of the show is going to be the voice acting, and then the animation is going to take another significant hit because they hired extremely expensive voice actors instead of doing what anime does and hire people that are like talented but cheap and then spend all your money making it look good. Yeah. I wonder why Demon Slayer made so much money.
Yeah, and the main reason I think that I'm so pissed off about Invincible is because it has Invincible and The Boys have ruined the word peak. Because their fan bases are genuinely the worst people ever when it comes to using that word. And at this point, the word peak, we have switched over to absolute awesome sauce now instead of cinema, because cinema has entered this
absolute awesome sauce
now. Because cinema has entered the range now of, I guess I still have the box office up. I may as well take this down. Hold on. But
yeah, because people who are not like buzzword, oh, your media illiterate, like you get called whenever you dislike something someone likes. People who are actually media illiterate and just don't pay attention to what they watch, just call everything that they kind of like peak, or they try to act like they're some film bro and say it's absolute cinema or it's cinema. It's like I'm a cinema bro.
Yeah. So shout out Corbin. This was his idea. We're on absolute awesome sauce now.
Shout out.
Now, look, at the end of the day, Absolute Cinema is such a good meme that, like, I'll probably still be calling stuff Absolute
I'm still going to say
it. But
it's just too mainstream now, too overused for people who don't know what they're talking about.
The actual term for when something's Absolute Cinema is now Absolute Awesome Sauce. We're on this now. Mm-hmm. So, I'm sure
just putting y'all on.
Nolan bros are going to, like, take over Awesome Sauce and Reddit.
Yeah,
but like, bro, Invincible and The Boys, because every time anything would happen that show, Instagram, peak.
Peak.
It's so peak, bro.
Holy peak, dude! Look at
Bro,
Homelander
you used to
drinking
be,
breast milk.
you used to be on the Invincible.
Peak.
Holy peak! Every time
Peak.
anything happened,
No, that was
you know,
me. That used to be
that
me.
was you. Our friend Peyton. He's Peyton. Now Peyton's like that with literally everything. I'm gonna be honest. He said I watched Avatar 3, and he was like, and I was like, oh cool. And he was like, it was absolute cinema.
Peyton might be easier to please than Corbin, bro.
I sent him a laughing emoji, and Peyton was like, what? And I was like, no, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Like, I was like, oh, you actually thought it was good. You weren't trolling. I thought you were trolling.
Yeah, like Corbin goes in to watch stuff and doesn't think. Peyton goes in and doesn't even like consider thinking. He literally is just like hypnotized by the screen. Love Peyton, but
Peyton is king. That was so peak. But yes, that's
what was the plot, Peyton?
One of the biggest
explosion happened, and
the two Invincible fans I knew were Jake and Peyton, and they both spammed peak when discussing the show. And everyone else I've seen is like Invincible's peak, literally just spams peak. And then the boys fans are like that, but the boys fans are basically just Rick and Morty fans who like superheroes as well. So, and then we have the Rick and the other thing I didn't watch this year, and I know I would not like because it's Mystery Box. Is Severance. Which Severance, I haven't watched it, so I'm not gonna assume. This is my guess. I'm guessing Severance is like Rick and Morty for people who aren't into science fiction and superheroes. So they're just like, bro, you just have to they just think themselves so incredibly high level thinkers that they know what's happening but Severance is Mystery Box. That's the only thing I do know about it. So I'm like, yeah, I'll stay away. But hey, it's got a good actor. That's he was good in Parks and Rec. And Step Brothers. But yeah. So I'm not gonna watch Severance, but I will say, like, I think that's like the normie Rick and Morty, where they're just like, I'm just such a high level thinker. You just don't get it if you don't like Severance. You just don't understand what's happening, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's only my honorable mention of something that came out. Technically, it did come out this year. I just didn't watch the part that came out this year. So before we do the honorable mentions for what came out this year, let's go to number 5. Jake, what's your number 5?
We're not doing honorable mentions first? Dishonorable mentions?
You do dishonorable mentions before number 1.
Okay.
You got to build the anticipation.
Yeah, you're right.
Because everyone's like, I hated this movie. This has got to be on the list. And it's like, no, but it is an honorable mention.
Well, my dishonorable mentions are things that people who are dumb liked. My number 5... So, 5th worst thing of the year was FNAF 2. It was some of the worst writing ever put to screen. And I mean, from like plot, story, they're the same thing. Plot, characters, continuity, being internally consistent to the thing that you just explained 30 seconds before and established. It's just garbage.
Well, hey, hold on. Let me wait. What about that one frame where Shadow Bonnie was there?
Shadow Bonnie. What was the plot of the movie?
You gotta admit.
The Millionette. The Millionette.
You gotta admit it was absolute cinema when Balloon Boy showed up, though. You gotta admit it was Pete.
It's like Corbin's here now. I can hear him.
Yeah. So FNAF 2. And then my number 5. I really like. This is more like a lore pick. Like, you gotta show respect because it truly deserves to be number 1. But honestly, I couldn't put it at number 1 because again, this is like a mix for me of like worst things made this year as well as like things that I hated the most that I watched.
Yeah. Mine is kind of a mix of bad quality and just like venom in my heart.
Number 5 for me was some of the most fun I had watching a movie this year, but like genuinely, it is so horribly made that it outweighs the enjoyment. Like, it completely cancels it. Did you actually watch it?
Wait, it might not be what you're talking about.
You're probably not talking about, because I'm talking about War of the Worlds right now.
Oh yeah.
Probably might be the worst movie ever made. But it's so entertaining. I got a video on it if you want, like, a brief, like, genuinely one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And the reason it still makes the bottom 5 is because it wasn't trying to be funny. So that's not a good sign. I almost, because when I forgot,
it was you.
I forgot Dark Wolf and Reacher came out this year. So I almost put War of the Worlds in my top 5. Thankfully, I didn't have to do that. So, and I was like, it's got to go in the bottom 5. It did boot out two also big names that I would have wanted to put up there. But yeah, my number 5 was War of the Worlds. So I'll go into my number 4 since we're kind of doing this thing where like
little
go
snake draft.
Little snake. So my number 4, which impressively somehow ended up being this far away from the bottom, was Peacemaker Season 2. Now, the only reason that I technically think it would jump is because it is a show. So I had to watch it longer for more stretched out a period of time over my number 3. It would jump my number 3. That's it. As far as like if I was fully factoring that, but I was more just thinking as a whole. I think I laughed twice in Peacemaker, so I think that kind of booted it safe from the number 3 spot. But it's my number 4 worst. It was just so bad. I've got a long video. We have plenty of streams talking about it.
We have 10 hours of content on why it's bad.
Yeah, on to you for number 4.
My number 4 was the Minecraft movie. It was it was just some of the worst writing I've ever seen. I know I already said that about FNAF, but the Minecraft movie was even worse. It was literally just Jack Black in front of a green screen saying
I would actually like to
words.
inform you, you're wrong.
Chicken jockey!
If you look, it actually made $958 million. Therefore, it can't be a bad movie.
That's a really good point. I'm going to move it to my number 1 slot.
And remember Flint and Steel.
Flint and Steel. It was literally just Jack Black saying, there's nothing to say about the movie because there was zero substance to the movie.
Yeah.
Go watch a 2012 Minecraft music video. It will have a
Captain
better
Sparkle
story.
Has way more lore.
Go watch Lachlan YouTube video, OG Lachlan Minecraft.
Go
YouTube
watch
videos.
the pack. Go watch the pack, bro. They got better storytelling in old pack videos than in anything in this movie. But all right, let's move up. Number 3, what you got?
My number 3 is Peacekeeper Season 2.
Peacemaker Season 2.
I know. This is intentional now. I know I said it wrong earlier, but this is intentional now.
All right.
It's just so bad.
And it was so long.
It's just terrible. And what was it, 7 weeks that we had to watch that? Or 6, 5?
Isn't there 8 episodes?
Well, I thought they did
a 2-episode. Whatever. Who knows? Who cares? It sucks. We got it. We already, like we said, go watch any of our other things. But remember, but you're a Nazi.
That reveal was so crazy, bro.
but hear me out. You have to take it off your list and move it to number 1 right now. You're a Nazi.
Shit, that's actually a really good point. How much?
We have to...
Hold on. How much money? Wait. How much money did it make? Wait, hold on. Don't answer that. It's a DC project, so it doesn't matter how much money.
It made so much merch.
James Gunn made it, so shut up. The money doesn't matter.
And hear me out. You're thinking, oh, the stuff that was set up wasn't fulfilled, and characters weren't consistent with how they should be, so there was characters didn't develop. But
who cares?
That's not even important. That's not even important for story. So if you cut out all of that,
you don't need characters, you don't need any of that.
But it's ignore all that. What do you where does it rank then?
So if you cut out the plot, the characters,
the CGI,
the way it's shot, the CGI, the audio, the soundtrack.
No. Hey,
the titles, the intro.
But Oh Lord's a good song.
Yeah, there was 3 songs I liked, and then there was
and
then there was what, F my heart in the ass.
If you were thinking, so you said you like 3 songs. What if it was just imagine it was just the 3 songs? What would you rank it?
It might crack the top 5.
R&R with Jake says Peacemaker Season 2 is the top 5 project of 2025 confirmed. Top 11 projects of 2025.
Average DC film news quote.
Yeah. All right. Top 5. Peacemaker Season 2.
All right. Do you want to do your 3 too?
Number 3, Brave New World. I low-key forgot this movie came out this year. Worst superhero movie of the year. This thing sucks. All right, and number two.
Enough said.
Also, it was incredible. Then why are they bringing back the real Captain America? Less than a year later, they were like, "Yo, look who's back."
Yo, we were gonna do
let me
this the
say-
whole time.
Let me say a little bit more about it. Okay. I actually, unlike probably 90% of people, were like, Sam Wilson is Captain America. I've actually read the Sam Wilson Captain America comics. They mostly suck. But he actually had more of a reason to have the shield then. It's still pretty stupid, but there was better justification for it then. And they were a little more interesting than the movie. The movie was reshot 25 times, and they were just like, what if we just put it in a blender? And
remember
so
the main plot point we had? Cut it out.
Bro, like I just want to point out again, the final boss is he's sitting in a cherry blossom tree field, and he goes to Hulk. He's like, "Hey man, that's not cool, bro."
Sun's getting real low, big guy.
No, it makes that look like absolute cinema poetry, awesome sauceness in motion, bro. And like he only survives because he has a vibranium suit gifted to him by the Wakandans, even though he's Captain America. And like,
She shouldn't have.
Like, and I'm sorry if this is gonna sound racist. Did he just get that because he's black?
Why didn't Bucky get one?
Why didn't everyone else get a vibranium?
Why did Bucky
suit?
get a vibranium arm
Like-
but not a full vibranium suit?
Like, were the
Why
the
didn't
writers
he give new Twink Falcon a suit?
And again, like, were the writers just like, were the right, like, we're like, not, like, again, I'm not trying to make this sound racist. I'm not making this jump. I'm wondering if this is what they were. They just like, well, he's a black superhero, therefore Wakanda would give him stuff. Like, that wouldn't shock me.
I mean, that's
know.
what they did with Ironheart.
Which brings us to number 2 for me, which I have Ironheart at number 2.
Bang! W transition.
And yeah, probably actually the worst show of the year. It is worse than Peacemaker season 2.
It's the worst thing I've ever watched.
Because there is, I'm really trying to get that scene, but right before Robert Patrick dies in Peacemaker season 2 was pretty solid. Where he's like, I'm not even actually a Nazi. I'm a good guy. And then he dies.
That was like, oh, that could be a character moment. And then they kill him.
Yeah, and he's like, me in your world probably sucks balls. And then he died.
It was like, oh, wait. Oh, something interesting is going to happen.
Yeah. So that's why Ironheart's up here. Yeah, look, dude, like she fights Mephisto
Just go
with
watch
a magic
bro.
iron
Just
suit.
go watch it. No, she doesn't fight Mephisto. She sells her soul
Yeah,
to
sorry,
Mephisto.
that's true. She fights the hood.
The hood.
She sacrifices billions to steal hundreds. Like that's literally what happens.
She sacrifices billions to cheat and make dozens and then steal and make thousands. It's the
Thousands
worst.
is stretching it.
I mean, they were making it rain, so it was
But
probably
that
thousands.
There
I mean,
was at
once you
least-
take
there was
away
at
all the
least
private
1,000.
equity they got, they just wouldn't get.
That's always
Because they go to court and they go, they pointed a gun at me and made me sign this. They go,
All
oh,
the
that's
stuff-
not.
all the
they don't
stuff
have
she
that.
made. And I want to play all stuff she made would have sold for billions because big military contracts. And it's not like she was like some poor black kid from Chicago.
A wind
making it.
turbine
She was
this
in
big,
MIT.
making arc reactor level energy.
But I didn't even talk about that. The one thing, what did we see at MIT? We saw that shield bubble. That would have been like, oh my gosh, U.S.
That's
military,
100
billions
billion.
of dollars. Right. And it's not like she was like a poor black kid in Chicago who made this in her backyard, and then some guy's gonna come in and steal it. He's like, this is my idea the whole time. She's at MIT. They literally
The
like
closest they get to taking her stuff away is when they go, hey, you can't cheat in college.
you can't give people assignments.
Yeah, you can't do that. What?
The
What?
girl gonna be bigger than Stark.
Your girl gonna be bigger than Jobs, bigger than Gates.
bigger than Pim.
No, you're going to prison.
Come by.
Go fight
Yeah, when you
Go
give us
fight some people at White Castle, bro.
when you give us a
Real plot, by the way.
that not racism, by the way.
That
Real
no,
plot
that
happened in the
happens.
show.
They
That actually
wrote that.
happened.
They wrote that and put it in, and they were like, "Yeah, no, that's good."
Yes, but when you give such writing masterpieces as your girl gonna be bigger than Stark, bigger than Pym, bigger than Gates, bigger than Jobs combined, it's gonna suck. All right.
It's gonna be
Or who the hell else would it be? Or when she gets told by her best friend, hey, it's kind of weird that you have a hologram of my dead sister. I'd appreciate if you didn't do that since that's really weird. And she's like, you're the bad guy in this. And he's like, that's my fault. I'll understand next time. Like, that was weird. And then again, literally makes a deal with the devil.
And let me make this crystal clear. She made a deal with the devil to bring back not her best friend, the AI she made of her best friend that doesn't have her best friend's memories. It's her memory of her best friend, and then was shocked and frankly disappointed that it was the real friend.
All right, number 2 for you. What you got?
Superhero, by the way. Number 2, Captain Falcon.
Worst. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I went back and watched it.
Bro,
Semi-recently. Bro. Shoot me in the brain.
It's a sequel to The Incredible Hulk. It's not even a sequel to any of the Captain America movies.
But it's also not a sequel to The Incredible Hulk in a way that makes sense.
It's more of a sequel to The Incredible Hulk than it is to Falcon and Winter Soldier, any of the Captain America movies, or anything else that Bucky and Sam are in.
Well, and it's also
more a
like
sequel to The Incredible Hulk.
The leader, weird
broccoli head,
broccoli testicle guy, is like, he blamed it all on me, but also kept me in a secret prison. Did they not blame Abomination for everything that happened? He's in prison. They blamed the guy who did the stuff.
They made Hulk pills.
And then they have Hulk pills.
They made a Hulk out of pills.
Bro, okay, so the guy who can literally calculate anything in his head didn't go, oh, I can make Hulks at will and mind control them. Let me make an army of Hulks and take over the world.
Not even that. His plans are even worse. Remember, because he mind controls Isaiah Bradley, where it's like, why don't you just mind control everybody? And then on top of that, it gets even worse. His plan was like, I'm going to give him Hulk pills so that he turns into the Hulk and ruins his reputation, when you had enough personal evidence that you just ruined his reputation in the first place. You
just go, look what he did to me.
And then Captain Israel was in the movie, but
it was,
like not changed from not being Captain Israel, and she was like 4'2", body slamming grown men.
The only way she could possibly make sense in the slightest is if she was a mutant, which she wasn't.
She was a Black Widow.
She weighed 94 pounds, and she was killing 17 grown men and saving 2 superheroes.
And again, and then like that's the ridiculous race. On top of that, it's like actively sitting there and trying to act like. First off, you ruined Sam Wilson, who was a good character.
Sam was a great character when he was Sam Wilson.
Yeah, and well, he is Sam Wilson. You mean when he was Falcon? And then again, he's not really Sam Wilson.
He's not. He's literally a different character post-Endgame.
And it's that because no one thinks he's actually really. Everyone's kind of like, well, I don't know why he's Captain America. So everyone in the movie just refers to him as Captain America, like full. Like they're just like, "Hello, Captain America." And like his mom calls him up and it's like, "Hello, Captain America." His mom doesn't actually call him up. I need to clarify that. And it's like, "Hello, Captain America.
Well,
coming over for Christmas." Yeah, just a bad movie. Actively like tarnishing Steve Rogers as well. Bucky, for whatever, they made Sebastian Stan. They love making Sebastian Stan say some of the dumbest lines ever. Like, you know, man, Steve was something to look up to. You give him something to want to be.
It's like,
or what,
what he said. That's what that means.
No, that's not what he said. It was way worse. It was like
Steve gave people something to look up to. You give people something to aspire to.
No, but it wasn't.
That's the same.
No, because what he said about Steve was like you literally cannot be Steve Rogers ever without the super soldier serum. And then like he's literally doing the thing that Iron Man said where he was wrong. It's like everything special about you came out of a bottle. That's their opinion. That's the writer's opinion on Steve Rogers, by the way.
Yeah, that's what they make Bucky, essentially Bucky and Sam say in the movie. And then Sam, like, he fails and he's like, if only I had the super soldier serum, but he has the most advanced suit currently on planet Earth, and strength wouldn't have helped him in any way. Being morally more like Steve would have.
All right. Let's get your honor or dishonorable mentions.
Before my number one worst thing this year.
We're gonna do your dishonorable.
and
I'm gonna say
frankly, of
my
all time.
dishonorable and then number one. But
I have 3 dishonorable mentions because they all deserved to be on the list, but none of them were they were almost bad enough, just not quite. I have Superman, Avatar, Fire and Ash, and Daredevil Born Again Season 1. They were all terrible.
My dishonorable mentions, I had 4. These were the 9 by the like. So my top 5 and then number 9 Invincible. Like my top 6, which was my honorable mention for what came out this year. I was like sitting there 10 minutes, like what came out this year that I watched that was good, bro. These I had like 12, and then I cut some off because I was like, you know what, that wasn't bad enough to be in this. For example, Flight Risk movie sucked, and I thought it was stupid, and so much stuff was really dumb that happened. But then I kind of looked at my like top 9 worst movies that I watched this year, or shows and movies, and I was like, you know,
it's
what?
like it wasn't even trying that hard to be good. It was 3 people sitting in a plane in a green room.
We're not talking about that
for
right
an
now.
hour.
So that was bad. My dishonorable mentions coming in. This was my number 9 slot, but it's dishonorable mention. It didn't quite make it. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Pro. How did they make something so bad? So disappointing. I don't know. Like, we're not going to talk about this too much. It's impressive, but at the end of the day, it sucked. It was a terrible movie, and the AI stuff was stupid. I had Superman, and then my 2 that got bumped out for War of the Worlds that I was contemplating where to go were Minecraft and FNAF 2. Both terrible movies. Yeah. And again, Superman, I didn't put it on there because I'd be far more enjoyed. Now, my number 1. In the way War of the Worlds, I enjoyed watching, but was so awfully bad it had to go number 5. It had to make the list. This one probably isn't the worst thing out of my top 4. Like, I think probably spots 2, 3, and 4 are worse than this. But personally, I hate it so much that I have to put it number 1. That's Daredevil Born Again. How do you assassinate not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, maybe 7.
I think 8.
I'll say 7 to be safe. 7 characters who are really good in your best possible project. Those being Matt Murdock himself, one of your best written characters you've ever made. You make him you just ruin him. You miswrite him completely. Karen and Foggy, because Foggy's an idiot. He's in the show for 6 seconds. And you somehow still ruined him. It's impressive because he figured out this whole Red Hook stupid thing.
He didn't even figure it out though.
But because
he just stumbled in the way of it, and then
being all private and for whatever reason put dumb Benny in his house. He now no one knows about it, and then he dies, and it's probably not actually dead. And then Karen, who just is the whole plot of season 3 was hey, Matt Murdock's mom goes, when Matt tries to push you away, that's when you got to bring him in closer. And Karen's Foggy died. I'm heading to San Francisco later, nerd. So that's 3. Who's next? Bullseye. You made him stupid. And why is he able to spit teeth? What?
Happened in the comics.
Okay. And we're talking about the show.
But it happened in the comics, though.
You made him look stupid. You could have put him in a comic accurate suit, and it wouldn't have been stupid. But you put him in a scuba suit.
I can't scuba. Stupid. What is this all about?
He was scared to go to Gen Pop. Bro, You would have saved.
Kill
You would
everybody.
have at least bought yourself an extra 2 weeks of me going, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know that it's great, but I think it's gonna rally towards the end. If you put a scene in where he just executes a bunch of people, like just do the Punisher scene from season 2, but with Bullseye of him just grabbing stuff and throwing it and killing people.
Just have have
you're
somebody that he's arrested before try to attack him and him murder them.
But you made him like, I don't want to go to Gen Pop, guys.
Oh boy, not Gen Pop.
They know I was an FBI agent. Like,
It's like,
okay,
bro, in
so
Daredevil
that's 4.
season 3, we watched him kill like 50 people.
That's 4. 5, Kingpin. You made him a cuck. You made him a loser. You made him a crybaby. They turned him into like a whole. He basically was a Trump thing at the end. There will be no body cams. I declare martial law of New York. And he was an idiot. He was like you mentioned Echo, just not a competent
Just
villain.
saying the word Echo.
Oh, bro, hey, you're right, because I forgot about my next one I'm going to say, which is Muse, which you didn't even assassinate because he sucked the whole time, but now he will be there in the comics. Because he's like the only cool villain that comics have made in the last, since like Venom. Like, that's how long it is. He was the only cool villain ever made. He was a really cool villain. And you made him suck and he's stupid. So I'll give you that one. So that's what? Is that 6? So we got to put Vanessa in there. She went from, man, I love Kingpin. I'm attracted to Kingpin's power. I want to support him through the whole thing. To girl
even if
boss.
I have to be on the other side of the planet and don't get to see him for a year.
Yeah, girl boss, freaking actual Kingpin, freaking what's his face, soft hands boy who, whatever. That's 7. Who am I forgetting? Who else shows back up? Punisher. Yeah, you have one cool scene, and then after that, it's like he's sitting there, and he stupidly decides to I'm gonna walk down 50 cops and hope that they take me alive, and luckily they do. So he got lucky there. Heather sucked, and then you made her worse. Cherry always sucked, and you kept him in the show. Kirsten McDuffie sucked, and you kept her in the show. I wouldn't say Josie, because she didn't do anything.
No, that was a joke.
And then they also made her not do anything.
Two of the other things that
less stupid or more stupid. Not
two other things that didn't make sense that are obvious. I know why for meta reasons, but meta reasons don't justify your thing being garbage. Brett wasn't in the show.
Cool. Okay, well, I had that. Assassinated Brett because why isn't Brett helping with this?
Why isn't Cherry just Brett? That solves several problems, but
including your problem that you clearly were trying to solve, which was we don't have enough diversity in the main group of people because
you have Brett.
Before anyone goes, oh, what woke mongering? No, that's literally why they got rid of Foggy and Karen in the first place and brought in Kirsten and Cherry. They're just replacements, but they're diverse. I'm sorry.
And then, so where is Matt's mom?
So I guess that's 10.
His best friend is dead, and his other best friend moved across the country. So where is his mother?
That's 10 assassinated characters. I'm trying to think who's still alive. Who's still alive in the Daredevil universe? Because we could go real broad. Spider-Man, why isn't he helping with any of this? Boom, assassin. Now I'm not gonna do that because that's meta. Obviously, Spider-Man wasn't gonna be in the show, so all that.
If the Thunderbolts are chilling in New York, why aren't they helping?
Yeah.
If Sam's there, why isn't he helping?
But we're not doing that. So, just in Daredevil, it's not really an assassination, but I just like to remind you that Bullseye got a pardon because of Agent Nadim, all that. That was literally the justification for it's almost arguably as bad as
not.
No, she said Agent Nadim and all. No, yes, that's why Kingpin got a pardon, but also why Bullseye got a pardon.
Yeah.
Because in the finale, she's like, we figured with Agent Nadim and all that, you deserved a pardon. So,
and then he doesn't instantly murder Vanessa. The last time he saw her, he was trying to kill her, and then Kingpin broke his spine.
He tried to kill Kingpin.
And then he saw him, and he was like, "Nah, we're cool, bro. You just shattered my spine."
You didn't assassinate. There's one person you didn't assassinate, and that was Kamala Khan's dad. Nice job. Thanks for that.
True.
He advertised a Funko Pop, so he should low-key go away. And then
Goat.
you had Detective Kim, um, and which and
The
it was my first
negotiator.
video. I still don't think I've ever made as good. I still don't think I've made any edit as good as mine from my Daredevil video, which is my first video of who the new defenders are in the next season of Born Again. Right? It's Josie the bartender, Cherry, and Karen. Technically, I don't think I put her in the list. And two random cops are the new defenders. Yeah, this is my number one just because of what you did to your best thing you've ever made, my
Yeah.
favorite thing you've ever made, one of the last good things you still had left. And then
Yeah, one
on
of the
top of
last
that,
things that you hadn't already pissed on.
yep. So you got season 2. Can't wait to see how you ruin Jessica Jones and Luke Cage if he's in it. Look, if you can ruin Luke Cage,
There's
I
not
might give
any.
you an award.
The thing
There's
is,
not much there to ruin.
like Luke Cage just never had any depth.
Oh,
It's not
they'll
that he
find
was
a way.
like
They'll find a way.
horrible, but he
Dude, they
literally
will
had
find a
zero
way.
depth. He was like,
They
I'm
will
from
find-
Harlem and I'm bulletproof.
They will find a way to ruin Luke Cage.
He'll be like, I don't even care about Harlem.
You know, my wife was dead. Didn't even like her.
Didn't
My
like
wife's
her.
dead, by the way.
And you know what? Screw Harlem. Go, whoa, Luke, chill. That's your
Guess
only.
what?
That's your
Guess
only
what?
character trait.
I'm not even bulletproof.
It was a vest the whole time.
All right, you're number one. I think we already talked a bit about it.
Yeah, no, we already hated on it. My number one was Ironheart. I was thinking about throwing Born Again in the top 5 just because of how much I despise it because it ruined my favorite thing.
Again, I wouldn't put Born Again in my top.
But
My 5 would.
It's literally just the hate in my heart.
This is the worst thing ever made. But because of what you did to it, it's number one.
Yeah. But yeah, Ironheart, I think it's the worst show ever put to screen. Obviously, I haven't seen every TV show ever made, so you can fact check me there. Feel free in the comments if you go, oh, actually,
how
there
about
was a
Rings of
student
Power?
project made at Greendale University, and it was actually way worse. Sure, hit me with that. I'll fact check. I think Ironheart is the worst thing ever made.
Dean's Bible would have been better than. What about Rings of Power? I'll ask you that compared to Ironheart. Which one? Since you're saying worst show ever made, and you're like, you can say these things, but I'm like, I'll say something. What about
Loki,
Rings
you
of Power?
caught me. You caught me. Oh, hold on. Oh, well, okay.
Your girl gonna be bigger than Frodo, bigger than Bilbo, bigger than Sauron combined.
That's okay. That is genuinely really hard.
Your girl gonna be bigger than Gandalf, bigger than Sauron.
I have to say Ironheart is worse. When you
Bigger than
take it as
Saruman.
just the show, Ironheart is worse. When you take it from like
Bigger than
think
Witch
actually
King.
considering the source material, Ironheart is actually pretty faithful. It makes some changes, but Ironheart is really faithful to the abysmal source material. And Rings of Power literally opens up the Silmarillion, reads it, and goes, "This is garbage. That JRR guy doesn't know what he's doing. Let's make our own thing." That Tolkien guy who sold the most books ever, other than the Bible, the Professor. Screw that guy's vision. Let's just do. Well, we read 2 pages of the Silmarillion, and it was kind of hard. He was like describing a lot of stuff, and I didn't want to read all that. So I just made it up.
Andy Serkis took forever on the audiobook, and
Andy Serkis was like doing voices and like he had a moat. It was garbage. It was terrible. So I just made it up.
You gotta admit that scene in Rings of Power, Galadriel went, your girl gonna be bigger than Sauron, bigger than Saruman, bigger than Gandalf. Combined, bigger than Witch King. Combined.
Okay, no, at the time it would have been like your girlfriend to be bigger than Morgoth. But
all right.
Also, random style. I have to mention this. I can't. When was Galadriel ever a warrior? You go, you don't want strong female care. No, Galadriel is tough. There's literally a scene in Lord of the Rings where it's like, if she had the ring, she would be insanely powerful and she would like destroy a lot of Middle Earth, but not with the sword. She's tough, but not.
What about the ice troll?
It's so bad. It's so bad.
What about the ice troll, though?
Oh, shit, you're low-key right. You're low-key right.
Hear me out, though.
Just make Galadriel a dude. Just make her a dude.
What if
her and her future relative start kissing, and then her and future Satan / sort of kind of current Satan start screwing on a boat? What? What are we doing? Oh my god.
All right, you know what? We'll talk about the James Gunn thing. That was our top and bottom 5 of the year. We'll talk about the James Gunn thing because it was the last thing from 2025. It'll be pretty quick because it's literally just like, dude, it's not shocking that he said this, but it's like how stupid. Okay. What was our biggest complaint about the marketing for Superman? Other than the fact that it sucked. Like, what was
Superman's James Gunn?
It was all about James Gunn. So tell me why this idiot in an interview with Variety says, about Man of Tomorrow, at its core, it's about Clark and Lex. I relate to both of them. I relate to Lex's ambition and obsession, minus the murder. And I relate to Superman's belief in people, his Midwestern values. They're two sides of me, James Gunn. Congratulations, 2027. James of Tomorrow is here. Gunn of James has arrived. James of Gunn. I don't know what this one's going to be called.
We'll workshop that. Figure out an official name.
You idiot. Like, no one cares about you, Jay. Like, people aren't like, well, you know, I wasn't going to watch this Superman, but
since James Gunn is doing it.
Did you see it was directed by James Gunn?
I wasn't going to
relates to him.
I wasn't going to watch the most well-known superhero of all time's movie, but then I saw this mediocre director is doing it, so I'm actually going to watch it now.
Also, think of what you want about Nerdrotic. This was a hilarious reply from him. So he said, at its core, it's about James Gunn and James Gunn. James Gunn relates to James Gunn's ambition, obsession, and James Gunn relates to James Gunn's belief in people. His Midwestern LOL values. They're two sides of James Gunn. So you can think whatever you want about Nerdrotic. I think that's a hilarious tweet that pretty much sums up that sums that quote up.
Yeah, like, James Gunn is gonna James Gunn all over James Gunn until he James Gunn's all over it.
The only people who like hear this and go, well, that means it's gonna be good, are the idiot Gun Bros. Like you're stupid. All right, you like stop, dude. No, like stop. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
It's gonna be peak.
Imagine before Avengers came out, if Kevin Feige was like just walking around the red carpet, like
Captain, dude. When you think about it, Captain America and Iron Man,
here's the deal,
are just like me.
When Nick Fury said a group of remarkable people, he meant specifically me.
He meant me.
I'm a remarkable person,
and my assistants that I send to do stuff. But he was talking about me. This whole thing, all of this was all about me.
Dude, you made a show where you cucked yourself. By choice. You kept it canon so you could keep doing it.
Twice. Made it not canon.
Hold on.
And then made it again so he could do it again.
He didn't even do it in the first season. He didn't get cucked. She actively was turning him down in the first season.
That's a good point.
You brought it, and it was not canon. You brought it back so you could cuck yourself. You actively said, you were like, it was really uncomfortable for me. You made it. You made it, bro. That was you.
Wrote. Approved. Prepared for.
Hold on. You pitched.
Set up. Blocked. Directed.
Wrote, approved.
Oversaw editing for.
And then, like, just to transition, let's talk about the Gun Bros. Remember when I released a video titled James Gunn's Forgotten DCU Project as a figurative thing?
Yeah.
You know,
One might
as
say hyperbole.
yes, because obviously someone's gonna remember it came out because it was a show,
So
right?
the show that came out last
It
year.
was hard as a sense of saying, saying like,
Nobody
you know,
cares about it.
no one cares about it. No
The
one
general
watched.
audience doesn't know it exists.
Yes, I guess we gotta be careful. Nobody cares. The general person, A, didn't like it. B, didn't watch it. C, isn't gonna watch it, and D, never watched it. Therefore, even though you're sitting here going, it's so important.
So good. Really
It's so
ties in.
important, but no one watched it. Therefore, forgotten. Well, the good news is because Gun Bros made sure to let me know. Hey, bro, not forgotten. Don't worry.
I remember it. I
Dude,
remember
literally
it, bro.
everyone nobody forgot this show, which is good because they released it for free on YouTube for Christmas. They streamed it for free. First off, great signs of a healthy universe that you're trying to release stuff for free on YouTube. Really, really good signs for your universe when that's happening. But they were doing a stream. First off, I think that was a smart idea. Release a little stream. You can get a chat going. More people watched my review than watched this show when it was free on YouTube. Commandos at 300 viewers. Now, this was concurrent, and I'm not saying this was total. I think total, it probably had more than my video. But there were multiple people who came in and, like, concurrent, there were 300 viewers. Like,
oh, brother.
So,
hey, Caleb, you know what that means, right? You have to start a universe now.
Oh, does that mean I have to get cucked?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that's part of the formula.
Yes, like just like the YouTube marathon for Creature Commandos turned into another embarrassment for James Gunn, the DCU. Viewers on social media reported live airing about only 300 concurrent watchers. Numbers you expect from a small fan channel. Like, if we had 300, obviously we'd be like, that's
We'd
awesome.
be like, yo, 300.
We'd be like that with 3. All right. They got 5 million subscribers. And this is so important. The show Superman was the greatest movie of the year. Peacemaker was phenomenal. Like, everyone's going to want to watch this. It's free on YouTube. It had 300 viewers.
Tragic.
So I just wanted to point this out. Oh, and then they immediately they unlisted it. Like, they took it off the live page. It's not even available there anymore. I just wanted to point this out because of all the people, because most of the comments on my Creature Commandos video, which, by the way, did get a positive like to dislike ratio because everything I said in it's right. The show sucks. Literally the only thing they ever criticized was, oh, bro, it's not forgotten. Trust me.
I literally remember.
And I only use forgotten because it looked cooler on the thumbnail, mind you. Like, I didn't want to put the show that really not that many people watched, but a select few who really liked it watched it.
That doesn't go
forgotten.
as well
James Gunn's DCU project that was watched by a small amount, but still some people who also really liked it, and it's super important to the DCU. And don't worry, they didn't forget about it. Sucks balls. That wasn't my title. My title was James Gunn's Forgotten DCU project because it rolls off the tongue. All right, so I just want to point that out because I thought it was hilarious because I said it was forgotten and then they made it free and no one watched it anyway because everyone forgot. Even the people who were like, "Don't worry, bro, not forgotten." They didn't even tune in.
I remember, James. I got you, bro.
I was watching on HBO because I wanted to support them.
Don't talk about James like that.
No, bro, I didn't forget because it was on HBO, so I watched it there so they could get my money so they could keep making good stuff. Hey, newsflash, you probably would have given more money if you watched it on the YouTube because they would have got AdSense. I don't think they're getting AdSense. They're just spending money hosting it on HBO.
Yeah, because just FYI, when you pay the streaming service that you own to play your movie, you don't make money. Just FYI. Yeah.
But just thought that was absolutely hilarious that still no one wanted to watch Creature Commandos when it was free. I think that was actually a smart idea, by the way. Like, it would have worked if it was a better show, probably. But I think that was a smart idea to actually, to release it for free.
I agree.
Assuming that more than 300 people would have tuned in, You would have got the chat going. You know, all your gun gooners would have been in there. Like, bro, this is so peak, bro. When's his wife gonna come on and have sex with some random guy? Like, that would have been like, bro, when's the funny
Where
song?
are the orgies at?
When's the funny song start? You know, hey, dude, that was hilarious the way Rick Flag had sex with that 18-year-old girl. That was awesome.
That was so tough. But why was there only one? There should have been at least 5.
Hey, 300 Years of Gods and Monsters, it was so peak when they arrested the lady because she looked like a fish. That's a plot point in Creature Commandos. One of the characters got arrested because she looked like a fish. She didn't do anything. She literally didn't do anything. Dude, you know what else was peak? That scene where
people aren't used to mutants yet, man.
That scene where there were children trapped in the burning building that the police officer clearly saw, and then instead pulled his gun and started shooting at a weasel. And then they arrested the weasel, even though the weasel supposedly murdered those children, who the police watched burn. These are real plot points. I'm not even exaggerating. This is what happened.
No,
this is what happened.
That's just the show.
Oh, and I forgot. Actually, I should take back. There is a cuck scene in Creature Commandos as well. So my bad. I didn't need to point that out. It's just not James Gunn's wife. It's just not James Gunn's wife. It's Frankenstein's bride. So just needed to clarify that did happen. Also, Clayface was there.
That's good.
And for anyone who says that they made orgies kind of to the DCU before Batman, there was a silhouette of Batman in Creature Commandos. You just don't know peak cinema.
He's just not cast. There's not going to be a movie. He's not going to affect anything.
Oh, that's one thing I didn't list to talk about, which let's move on from James Gunn. He sucks. We don't like him. He's stupid. Apparently the Batman's trying to get Sebastian Stan.
Yes,
they got Scarlett Johansson, and she is playing
I mean, I would like to see Sebastian Stan in a role where there's actually writing so that he can actually
I believe
act.
Scarlett Johansson's playing Zatanna. There are the reports, people going, she's replacing Catwoman. No, she's not.
No, she's not.
I don't know. Like, I don't understand how people fall. Like, I'll talk about this real quick as well. Based off everything I've actually heard, I'm pretty sure Sadie Sink is just playing Jean Grey in Spider-Man. I don't think it's Rachel Summers. It's definitely not Mayday Parker like people were reporting. Like originally when that was cast.
Literally, how would it be Mayday Parker?
The reason I don't think it's Rachel Summers, and I know it's not Mayday Parker. It's either Rachel Summers or Jean Grey, and I'm fairly certain it's just Jean Grey because it's not a multiverse movie. Sony wanted it to be a multiverse movie, and Marvel said no. And then Sony said, okay, we'll take some characters instead. I don't think Sony took Rachel Summers. I hope she's playing Jean Grey. I think Sadie Sink can do a great job as Jean Grey. Like we said, I think she's one of the only people who could act in Stranger Things. And I think it's smart to cast a young actress to play a character when that's going to be your thing in your reboot, is you're going to go with, younger things. So that would probably be smarter for a younger X-Men Jean Grey to be played by Sadie Sink. I think that'd be smart.
And then
I hope she doesn't suck.
And then you can also build up to Dark Phoenix again.
You know what's funny, though? There's a greater than zero chance that they're already doing Dark Phoenix in this movie because I guess spoilers, although it's in the trailer, I think that also isn't out yet but was leaked a little while ago. Like the reason the Hulk isn't Mark Ruffalo Smart Hulk and it's Savage Hulk is because she's like mind controlling him. So, is she already evil Dark Phoenix? They could already be doing that, is all I'm saying. Again, like I said, by every logical reason, I think she's just Jean Grey, because in order for her to be Rachel Summers, then that would require multiverse, and it's actively not a multiverse movie. So I think it's just Jean Grey. But hey, Daniel RPK said it was Rachel Summers, and he was right about this thing, and then he was wrong about the next 3 things, but he was right about the thing before that. I'm assuming it's Jean Grey until we hear further notice. Rachel Summers would be so confusing, and I don't know why they would do that. But when it would just make so much sense and actually be intelligent if it was just Jean Grey. Yeah. You get a young, popular actress cast as a major character in a major franchise that's gonna be a big part of your goal to make your stuff not suck when you reboot in 2 years.
No.
That would be smart. Not going, what if it was Rachel Summers? Similar to Joseph Quinn as like I about called him Mr. Fantastic because he was the only good part of Fantastic Four, as Human Torch. Popular actor because he was in Stranger Things and he's playing cool. He's playing character everyone liked. Well, most people forgot about that movie, but well,
I did.
there were some people who didn't.
Dude, I literally remember it.
Tom Holland's another example, or I guess I'm not gonna count Zendaya. But yeah, so what were we even talking about? We're talking about Batman. Yeah, so it's like I just got on that tangent because they're idiots going. Scarlett Johansson's playing Catwoman.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know who Sebastian Stan's playing. I think he'd be a good
saw
villain.
a
in whatever he's
rumor
playing.
that it was Two-Face.
Again, but I don't I'm just
But,
assuming
like-
that's the same as Sadie Sink is playing Mayday Parker or
Yeah. That's
Scarlett Johansson's playing Catwoman.
yeah,
Until
that's the only one I've seen. But
to me, I think he's probably gonna be the villain of the movie, and I don't think it'd be Two-Face since I think they're trying to go new villain, and I'm thinking probably Hush would be. I think he could play Hush.
yeah.
Would be one that I would.
But-
Because I'm not sure where they're gonna go with the Batman 2, but Hush would
yeah.
make sense as a villain, and I think they would want.
Honestly,
Sebastian Stan.
I just want to see Sebastian Stan with like an actual script and an actual character again, because when he was playing Bucky in like Winter Soldier,
Thunderbolts.
and he actually no.
He was
First
so good in
Avenger.
Thunder.
No.
No, he was
First
so good.
Avenger, Winter Soldier, and Civil War. It's like, oh wait. It's like, oh yeah, no, this is great. I like this character because he has like really weird moral background. So it's very complex and extremely interesting as a character.
Chat. Hey, chat.
Hey, chat. Bro's a professional Oscar-nominated actor, and Marvel got him saying, "Hey, chat." Anyway, I don't want to completely derail your point. I just mostly wanted to be like, just to really highlight what you're talking
I
about
hope
here.
you all love it. Armed and Dangerous. Again.
There's so much.
That is what happens when Marvel gives you a plate covered in human feces for what, 4 straight movies for your character, 5 straight movies for your character, and that's 4 movies in a show, whatever. For like 5 projects in a row, you have all this like character building up, getting more and more interesting, cooler and cooler. And then you go, all right, what's my depth in this movie? And they go, shut up, shoot the gun.
Bro, get on that motorcycle.
Go, no,
All right,
shut up.
Yeah.
And
So-
say Sam Wilson is better than Steve Rogers. Your
I
best
hope
friend of
for
all time.
Sebastian Stan and the Batman, they do go villain. I think trying to make him like a side character would be kind of stupid. And at the end of the day, I think this is the last movie in Matt Reeves' Batman universe, especially with Batman getting sold. Now, whether they let him continue it after they can the whole DCU thing,
Who knows?
we'll see. Because I think after 2027, after Secret Wars, I think we're pretty much gonna be down back to where we were, which is just Spider-Man movies and Batman movies.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, let's go. What do you want to blow by this? Speaking of reported rumors that might not be true and might be true, do you want to talk about this Kathleen Kennedy thing real quick?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
All right, so apparently for the 30th time in the last 2 years, Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down, and she's being now the only reason this one seems more real is because they've actually named a replacement reportedly, but this still has yet to be officially
Technically,
announced. Therefore,
2?
I don't believe it. Yes, 2 technically, but I don't believe it because it hasn't been officially announced. Now, it wouldn't shock me if this got officially announced because there is actually replacements being mentioned.
Yeah.
So Kathleen Kennedy famously was nominated by George Lucas once Disney took over, famously ruined Star Wars, and then famously
After telling George, hey, if you sell to us, we're going to be respectful to your characters. We're
well,
going to
she
be
was
respectful
working
to
for
your
Lucasfilm.
universe.
She was already working with Lucasfilm when she
Yeah, I mean, when they taught, it was like, if we make anything, we're going to be respectful to all your stuff.
Yes, but anyway, apparently we don't really need to introduce Kathleen Kennedy. Everyone knows Everyone knows because even the normies know the name of Kathleen Kennedy because that is the reason Star Wars is bad. They don't think about it any like level deeper than that. And we'll get into
It is her, but
we'll get
it's
into-
a lot more than that.
We'll get into how could you make that assumption? Because I see them praising that Dave Filoni is replacing her and some other chick. I don't care about the other chick. The problem is Dave Filoni has been doing most of the creative work in Star Wars since Kathleen Kennedy hasn't done the Star Wars stuff since The Rise of Skywalker. And you know what's done? It sucked. The only thing he didn't do was Andor, which is the only thing that people have said was good. And I guess technically he didn't do The Acolyte, but it's a TV show, therefore he technically didn't have to sign off on it.
It's
But you know what?
terrible.
We won't make him take The Acolyte. But you know what, guys? We're hyped. Dave Filoni's taking over. I hope you're ready for Mandalorian Season 3 in the movie. I hope you loved Kenobi. It's coming back. I hope you loved Martinez Sisters. I hope you're a huge Ahsoka fan. Like,
because that's the only character you're going to see.
This dude, like, he's not good either.
Dave Filoni...
I know you like Clone Wars. I know you were a kid when you watched Clone Wars. I like it too. Cool.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
no. Guess what? If you consider Clone Wars canon, it breaks Star Wars.
Yeah, Dave Filoni, keep him doing animated stuff that's like kind of canon. Do that with not creative supervision. This is like, okay, this is how I describe Logic as a musician. When he's the worst person and when he's like the lowest piece of crap in the room, that's when he does good stuff. When he's like the number one person in a room, he produces actual garbage. Yeah, it's like Logic and Dave Filoni.
Then, bro, Dave Filoni does not make that. He's like, most of Rebels sucks.
Yeah.
And the ending, which has parts I like, sucks. Because he brought back Ahsoka and then Ezra didn't die. And Thrawn sucked. Like, everything.
Yeah, they go,
Thrawn's
look how tough and cool
sucks.
Thrawn is. We're not going to write him well.
Thrawn was only tough and cool for like one season. That's that he was stupid.
Yeah.
And he was stupid in Ahsoka.
Because he could have been awesome, but then they did the thing where the writers are really stupid. They write a bunch of weird, convoluted crap you couldn't ever possibly in a billion years predict would happen. And then the big bad guy goes, I planned that the whole time.
Clone Wars Season 8 or 7. Also sucks. Except there was some cool. It's like it only is good.
Cool. It's not good.
It's no. It's saying that I would say it's a decent finale for Clone Wars. It sucks for Star Wars. Like it sucks as Star Wars. It's not good. Star Wars Resistance. That's a show that exists. It sucks. And Mandalorian Season 1 was fun. I don't know that it was that good, but it was all right. I think it was pretty decent. Season 2 mostly sucked. Like
the same.
But, it kind of, maybe they carried it over, and if they just ended there was good, except nope, we got Book of Boba Fett, sucked. And we got Season 3 of Mandalorian, sucked. And then we're getting Mandalorian and Grogu, gonna suck.
I hope we get more of the super tough Scooter gang.
And I'll just say, it's like we almost didn't talk about this because who cares? Star Wars has apathy fully. No one cares about Star Wars.
Yeah. There's zero buzz about anything.
It's insane. No one cares about this universe anymore. That was the biggest film franchise in American history. No one gives a crap because it's Avatar. Shut up. Because it exists. Like,
pop culture-wise.
It's so impressive how you just decimated this. And then you made the next biggest cinematic universe ever, and you decimated that one. Like, Disney, you are an impressively stupid company, and you're still not even the dumbest company out there because Warner Brothers still exists. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, just this isn't. We're not gonna spend forever going, well, Dave Filoni's gonna do this because it's gonna suck, and Star Wars is gonna continue to suck until they reset. There's one person I think that realistically could have also got this job that maybe it would have mattered. That's Sam Witwer, and even then, I'd be worried that we just get a bunch of Maul crap. And Maul, like, bro, we get it. Maul was cool. He should have been dead after Phantom Menace. I'm sorry. Like, he's cool. That's awesome. Stop bringing him back in everything. All right, like, we would like, bro. Like, I like Sam Witwer. I think he really cares about Star Wars. And I think he would have done a better job than Dave Filoni. I still just think we would have gotten freaking a Maul movie every other year. We got a Maul trilogy, bro. Like, all right, like, so, like, but again, it's like the only way Dave Filoni, I think, it actually turns into wins. He goes, everything we've ever made that isn't the original 6 movies isn't canon, and all the books are back. Like, if he just walks in day one and does that, all right, I'm ready for.
Oh, I didn't realize you had motion, twin.
And if he wants to, leave Andor and Rogue One, he can even do that. But
he can leave Rogue One.
The second Rogue One's not that good. It's all right. I wouldn't say Rogue One's that good.
Yeah, it's also like the coolest scene in the movie is like, why doesn't the strongest person ever just like grab him with the
jangling?
Just like grab him with the Force.
And it's key jangling. It's like, oh, Vader. He Vadered. Look, he Vadered.
Yeah. But other
But
than
yeah.
that, it's like a good.
That's literally the only way Dave Filoni can actually like do something with Star Wars. Even then, it'll still probably be a desolate franchise, and based on how he writes all this other stuff, whatever he does after that will probably suck. So
We're getting rid of everything except Ahsoka. Ahsoka stays.
most unironically, that's the problem. Is even if he had the power to do that and he decided he wanted to do that, he would make Ahsoka stay canon and Rebel and like
Anything Ahsoka touched would stay canon, which would essentially make that entire thing impossible. Because the Ahsoka series connects to Mando, and it connects, and then that connects to this, and this connects to that.
yeah. All right, let's
And
get
then
off
we
of
still
Dave
have
Filoni.
Scooter Gang from Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, and Mandalorian and Grogu is gonna make $40 at the box office. Okay, Mandalorian
It'll
and Grogu
make
probably
45. Have some
It'll
respect.
probably, I'd say 600 would be my guess.
Pedro
I just think
Pascal's a
I don't
big
think
box
anyone
office
cares
draw.
about I don't think anyone cares about Star Wars anymore, let alone Mandalorian. All right. Let's see. We got like 3 things left to do. So, do you want to go Nolan Bros versus History Bros real quick? Because this kind of popped off. Big while we've been off break. Well, I mean, it's been going, but like because there was a trailer. A lot of people got to see the prologue. Jake didn't because he didn't watch it in IMAX. But before Avatar, they got to see the full like prologue with John Bernthal.
Yeah, I just
Odyssey.
got the trailer.
And there was some more armor, and the History Bros have been pretty anti Nolan's armor.
Listen, here's
Sorry, I opened Twitter and the Doomsday X-Men, or not X-Men, the Doomsday Loki and Doom trailers out. Oh, hey, Captain Falcon's in it too. Anyway, sorry. Yeah,
well, we'll get to that.
we're not gonna watch it because that will get pulled. But
Yeah, I have a couple things. So, I'm not like, oh my goodness, this is the coolest armor ever. It's pretty basic, like old timey armor. I think the helmets are cool. I think the armor is decent. It's whatever. I could like, it's fine. The whole like, if they were historically accurate, it'd be so much better. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think you could make it like closer to historically accurate. And like, yeah, that would be cool, but also like a lot of the armor for that time period just like it doesn't look cool. Which I know it's like, well, it doesn't matter if it looks cool because it's historically but it's also if you think about it this way, the Odyssey didn't happen. Cyclopses aren't real. It didn't happen. So get over it. Nobody cares.
that was one of the ones that drew some controversy.
That's pretty tough.
I wouldn't even describe it as tough. And then this was obviously
It
the
just
other one.
looks
Like, here's the deal. Here's what I think, because I would consider myself both a history bro, and then this is the one director bros that I would group myself in. I would consider myself a Nolan bro, and I'm still less of a Nolan bro than a lot of people because I think I think Dark Knight Rises
he has
sucks.
a lot of misses.
I think Dark
Not a
Knight
lot,
Rises
but he
sucks.
has
I think
misses.
Tenet is confusing, and I think Interstellar is long, and I don't want to watch it. I think it's long and it takes forever to get to anything that I care about watching, so I never got past it. Which I don't care. Try to kill me because I haven't finished Interstellar. I don't care. But Nolan is very hit or miss, and I think armor has not had character and personality since the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Everything has looked exactly the same. So I do think if they had done the classic armor, it looks a little weird. But if you put buff dudes in it, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that anyone would care because I think that in like 300, Zack Snyder, you're a Snyder, bro. I think their armor looks goofy when they're wearing freaking. They exclusively have on when they exclusively have speedos on, but low key it doesn't matter because they're all muscly and intimidating. Matt Damon, he would look stupid in the armor. I agree with that, but I don't. This isn't gonna drastically tank the movie. And I highly doubt the history bros have more pull than Nolan bros, bro. Like, I just doubt it. No. I'm far more concerned about the casting of the movie. I don't know how Zendaya's Athena. I also don't know why Nolan is doing a movie with gods and monsters when he is, like, notorious for, like, grounding stuff. So, I don't know, man, but look, if anyone can make it good, I trust Christopher Nolan, so I would say it's one of the movies I'm looking forward to next year.
It's one of the only things that I'm like, I think it will be good.
Yeah, and so we'll see, because there's some casting in it that I'm like, all right, whatever. But you know,
I think the
if I had to
casting.
guess,
I think
if I
Matt
had to put
Damon was
money on
actually
it,
a good cast.
nah.
I think he was. Um, I don't think
I
he
would.
would be for the Iliad. I think he is for the Odyssey because it's after 10 years of war. So he can kind of play like an older, grizzled, whatever. I think Tom Holland is fine as his kid. I think Anne Hathaway is fine as his
Hey,
wife.
also John Bernthal as John Bernthal, great casting
John
choice.
Bernthal as John Bernthal is a fantastic choice.
They were
Let me
like,
tell you something.
they were like, hold on, who are we gonna cast as John Bernthal in this movie? And they're like, let's get John Bernthal. He plays
Like,
a great.
well,
John
why don't we
Bernthal.
just get John Bernthal?
He
Go,
plays.
"Ooh."
Dude, have you seen John Bernthal playing John Bernthal? It's pretty good.
He's pretty good at it.
He actually didn't have a role. He just walked in the studio and Christopher Nolan was there. And he shook his hand. He's like, "Hey, let me tell you something about naps, all right?
Let me tell you
I
something.
don't." And Nolan was like, "I also don't like naps. They're stupid and they're not complicated enough. You're in. You're playing John Bernthal."
Yes, I'm good
I'm
at that.
great at that role.
That's my job.
Yeah, but yeah, look, is this gonna be good? I thought I would have told you Tenet was gonna be good, and it was good. I still don't understand what happened.
It's gonna look good.
Hey, once I figure out what happened in Tenet, I'll let you know if it was good or not. All right, once I figure it out, I'm pretty close.
No, because it was back, and then it happened, but then it happened later before.
I'm closing in. I think I almost got it. I know the main character doesn't actually have a name. He's called the protagonist. I figured that much out so far. And then Robert Pattinson is in it. So
that's farther than I got.
We're doing pretty good so far. And we'll see. Once I figure it out, though, I'll let you know if it's actually any good. I enjoy watching Tenet sometimes. Realistically, I don't think Tenet's a very good movie, but I enjoy watching it sometimes. Interstellar, I didn't enjoy watching because it was so. I was in it. They didn't leave a farm for like an hour, and I was like, dude, all right, I don't know what's happening. I feel like I've seen so much of this movie, but it must all come from the back half. I'm gonna go watch The Martian because this makes me want to watch The Martian. That's
yeah. Any space movie that isn't The Martian, I go.
Because we know he's capable of
I can go watch
Inception. He's capable of Inception, which means he's also capable of Tenet. But he's capable of The Dark Knight, which means he's also capable of The Dark Knight Rises. So I have no idea if this movie's going to be good.
Flip a coin.
I don't know. It could be incredible. It could be terrible. Nobody knows.
His last movie was good, so
is that something practical was shot in the movie, and it's not all CGI, and there's going to be very little CGI in the movie.
He probably found a Cyclops somewhere.
Who do you think Elliot Page is playing? Probably the Cyclops. That'd be my guess. I don't know. We'll see. Zendaya as Athena, based off of Zendaya accepting roles since she's been, I don't know if they're engaged, but dating Tom Holland. Probably gonna make out with another dude, because poor Tom Holland can't catch a break. Dude, she's in some romance movie that she's rich enough. She can pick her roles. Why does she keep picking the ones where she's making out with other dudes?
I don't know, bro.
Like Tom Holland's just like I got out. I was an alcoholic, and I low key all my movies I've been in a bomb. So I'm just gonna make Spider-Man. So now here he is making Spider-Man. All right, yeah, like cool. All right,
honestly,
final.
They should just go beg Peter Jackson for some armor.
Yeah.
Any movie with armor should just go, Peter, bro.
Well, no, that's more the problem though. They're trying to trying to do Lord
every armor since Lord of the Rings has tried and failed to do Lord of the Rings.
Yes, they don't get there's no character in armor anymore, which is why I do agree with some of what the history bros are saying, because it's like I agree. I think it'd be better if the armor had more character to it, right? Where you look at Rohan, like you look at Merry and his Rohan armor, and Pippin in his Gondor armor. Clearly, I could show you a picture. You could have no knowledge of it. You'd be like, well, that guy's from one culture, and that guy's from another culture. Two different people made those. Two different cultures, right? So, and that just doesn't exist anymore. Like that dude with the big Vader looking thing. I'm like, that's probably made by the same guy who made the Roman looking thing on Odysseus. So, all right, let's rant about one final thing before we move on to the trailers that we got to watch real quick, and that's the biggest disappointment, bro. Look, a lot of people have been blowing the whistle on this game coming out of like, bro, it's gonna be bad. They can't do this character anymore. It's probably gonna be woke. It's probably gonna be this. Look at this character who's diverse in the trailer, but they're not in the book. And everyone's doing that. I was holding out hope. I know Jake was too. We were holding out hope because we're like, no, this developer, they cook. They have it. They made a game recently, still semi recently.
3 good games.
Still semi recently, while everyone else has been bottling. They're not even American. They're based in Scandinavia somewhere, so they're not going to get bogged down. They're a great choice to do it. We're talking, of course, about James Bond, 007 First Light, which was one of my most anticipated games of the year because IOI made Hitman, which is one of my favorite games ever. One of the best games for content, one of the best fan service games, while still being a good game. And they treated the character of Hitman well. So surely they would do that with Bond. It's going to be a young Bond, so that's interesting. It's kind of weird because Bond's not normally young, but we'll see. And he's tone deaf, modern audience. The old school Bond would be tone deaf, so we're going to make sure he's got modern values. So that's a red flag.
So not James Bond.
Yeah, they're in Sweden, by the way. So it did get delayed 3 months. They said they need to polish it up. One thing I think the game will be polished when it comes out because I think IOI.
I think the gameplay will be good.
Polishes their games. Gameplay looks fun. I am now insanely worried about what they even did to James Bond. Like, it's first of all, it's weird that he was young. I don't know, dude. Like, it's just like I was so like, he's a womanizer. They said you'll see the womanizing, so that's cool. But the character's evolved. He's a modern guy. It would be tone deaf, right?
I don't even know what they're referring to.
Well, it's because Sean Connery used to kiss women when the character didn't give them consent. He was objectifying women.
But they're keeping the womanizing.
But it'll be... Shut up.
I don't understand. Like, what are they...
The truth is, there probably won't be womanizing. Like, it's going to be it'll be like a very basic modern relationship thing that you see. Like, it won't be womanizing. It'll be,
yeah.
It's not going to be Bond. It's going to be
I'm not saying he's got to screw 50 chicks in the movie, but he's a super
spy.
spy.
He's got to be James Bond.
He's a super spy. He's a good-looking dude. And he likes to screw chicks. That's what he's going to do.
Bond. Stop trying to make him new. Make him James Bond. Yeah, dude. Look, I don't know, man. It's just I was holding out hope. I was like, I think it's still gonna be the IOI. Maybe I was coping, maybe, but it's like this is just like immediate. I'm just like, oh, red flag. Okay, it's probably gonna suck. The story's probably gonna suck. They probably ruined the character. Like, and like, I don't know. Can you blame me every time every other freaking franchises start talking about we gotta make this for a modern audience? It sucks. Lord of the Rings or Rings of Power is Lord of the Rings for a modern audience, and it sucks.
And it sucks. You know what doesn't suck? Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So that really worries me about this game. A game I still will be playing. You know what this probably means? It probably means when we buy it, we're not gonna buy the deluxe edition though, because it's probably gonna suck.
Yeah.
Whereas before we would have been like, bro,
We'd
give me
be like,
the super
get
duper,
the deluxe. I want all the suits. I want all the guns.
Get the super duper pooper cosmetic bundle edition, $350.
I want 19 inches of Venom.
I want because Hitman. By the way, the games are referring to obviously Hitman 1, 2, and 3. Which the Hitman trilogy is one of the coolest games out there because there's so much creativity you can do with it. You know, it's like we can sit here and glaze Hitman all we want.
It's like a little simple story game with a lot of really cool stuff.
And then on top of that, they added the custom contracts. Like, So if it's
They have
good,
Freelancer, they have
if it's
all that
good,
other stuff.
First Light could be amazing. But when you're coming out doing crap like this, doesn't exactly boost the old confidence levels, you know? So, yeah. All right. You ready to watch some trailers? We got 4, but 3 of them aren't real trailers. They're just stupid 15-second clips.
Yeah, because
got
they
one
don't
more
have
trailer.
anything filmed for Doomsday.
It's all Marvel. Where do you want to start? You want to start with Wonder Man, or you want to start with Captain America? Or sorry, Steve Rogers, not Captain America.
Oh, let's get Doomsday out of the way. I want to end on Wonder Man. I want to end on Wonder Man.
Breaking news: Captain America. He's not coming back because he's already here. Because
they planned it the
know.
whole time. They were always gonna do this.
I don't know what you want me to say. This is stupid. Like this isn't even a trailer. This sucks.
Yeah, well, that's what all the trailers are. Is it's the tiny bit they had. They said, "Oh, we should probably release a trailer since the movie's coming out in a year."
All right.
They said, "Just throw Chris Evans in a room with a little baby."
All right. The worst kept secret ever. Chris Evans, he's coming back as Steve Rogers. Wow, who didn't see that coming?
Wait, who is it?
Bro, did you hear that sad piano Avengers theme? Oh my
Wait.
gosh.
I wonder if it's an original Avenger. Wait,
He's
who
back,
is it though?
baby. Marvel is back, baby.
Triumph. Who is that? He's
Who rides
married?
motorcycles, bro? Who rides motorcycles?
Wait.
Who's that? Can I see it? New Rockstar's breakdown. Red circle, red arrow, red
Mephisto.
arrow.
Mephisto.
Oh, it's God, bro. He ate the Soul Stone. Oh, it's a. Oh! We're back, bro. Marvel is back, baby. Marvel is back, baby, bro. Oh my gosh,
Bro, I can tell they have faith in
hold on,
all their new
hold on. It's
characters.
probably Sam Wilson. No, it's probably Sam Wilson though. I think it's
visibly,
Sam Wilson.
visibly white.
It's Sam Wilson.
That's
Bro, it's
Anthony
the
Mackie,
baby.
bro.
No, that's Steve Rogers, the baby. All right, let's 2 times this thing up a little bit. All right. Oh!
What?
Wait, but what does that even mean, bro? This is probably just commercial, bro. Oh my gosh, bro, what? Bro, they're racist. They literally have a Captain America. Why do you need Steve Rogers back? Racist.
You can tell they have faith in all of their new characters that they made.
I'm so glad that they killed this guy off 5 years ago and then set up this next Avengers movie for the last 5 years with characters. And then now they're like, their big reveal is like, look, this guy we killed off 5 years ago hasn't been in the plot is back.
That just adds something else to the laundry list of things they have to explain at the start of Doomsday.
Yep. Get ready to learn Nazi Cap. He'll be back. Hydra Cap is coming.
All right, next trailer. I
haven't even seen this one.
It's
this
not
is
even
the
worth
Thor
breaking
one.
down.
The funny thing about the Steve Rogers one, I saw an edit someone made where they turned it into one of those like a Viagra commercial where it was like, if you struggle, and it like literally fits exactly because that's what it is.
That's just how it's shot.
Yeah. All right, this is the only one I haven't seen. And this is the Thor one. Or wait, I don't know who it is. It's just some trees right now. I don't know what this could possibly be.
I don't know.
Father.
Oh, it's Thor!
All my life, I have answered every call.
It's so big!
Duty to war. But now fate has given me something I never sought. A child.
Ooh, so we didn't decanonize Thor Love and Thunder. Big mistake.
He might actually be serious in this movie, though, which is a good sign.
Lend me the strength of the old fathers, so that I may fight once more.
Breaking news, Chris Hemsworth still Jack.
Defeat
Grass
one
still
more,
green.
and return home to her. Not as a warrior, but his warmth. To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
Hold on, we're almost done. Great timeout. I don't know what this like. This was kind of like, yeah, obviously.
He was
What-
the
what
only
did-
one
so
that
did-
we like. I would have guessed.
I don't remember
that.
how Thor: Love and Thunder ended. Did Jane die of cancer?
She died. It ends with him and the daughter fighting. So the whole him going, I don't want to bring war home to her. You brought her to war already. She's a god.
Yeah. Look, here's the deal. Thor series again. That's cool. Whatever. I
Thor
want the
being serious
Thor
is
from-
great.
I want the
Leave
Thor
love
from,
at home.
I mean, Thor from Avengers Infinity War, yes, but I want the Thor from Thor 1 back. Like,
I want
like I think the one from Avengers
Thor.
Infinity War is not bad. The one from Avengers Infinity War Salt is really good as well. So that one's fine as well. I'll accept that as if you're bringing one back, that's fine too.
Yeah.
But like, bro, stop making him the forgotten Guardians of the Galaxy member. Thor: Love and Thunder sucks. I like Thor Ragnarok, but guess what? It set everything else up to suck.
I
And
like
I
it.
don't-
That doesn't mean it's good though.
I think it's pretty. I just don't think Thor: Love. I think Thor Ragnarok's pretty solid. I just think
I think it should have been a serious movie, not a funny movie, but I'd still like it.
the only reason I would say no to that is because of how bad Dark World was. They needed to drastically change the tone of Thor, and I think they
Yeah.
did a good job of actually balancing some of the seriousness with some of the more. And they were still building some stuff. You know, there was like the Valkyrie stuff, and that was kind of cool. And before they made that not cool, and then yeah, whatever. And then so the one that came out recently that's in theaters right now, by the way, is Doom, as well as I guess Loki apparently is in it. And then I skimmed through it because I saw it on Twitter, and I can't bring it up because it's currently not released on the YouTube. But there was like literally one shot of Doom, so it's not doing anything. But you know, and then there was also Captain Falcon. He was in it, so that's awesome. I think they mainly did that because all the people going, "What about Sam Wilson?" for during that Steve Rogers trailer, and they're like, "No, look, we didn't forget about him."
We have both.
Yeah, so there will be a scene, by
And
the way, in Doomsday where he goes, where Sam tries to give the shield back, and Steve goes, "No, you're Captain America now." By the way, that will happen. By the way, Captain America let 9/11 happen, and JFK let Bucky kill JFK, because that literally happened. By the way, so that happened. And everything bad that happened after World War II, he let that happen.
Vietnam, Korea, war against terror.
All right,
All
this
of
one
that.
is the best one, and it's still stupid.
Is this the
It's the X-Men one. Hey, can the X-Mansion not be freaking desolate and dystopian for once?
no?
Over under 25 minutes screen time, and actually 25 is way too high. Over under 6 minutes
Hey,
of screen time for Charles.
We wanna establish the X-Men in this, so they're gonna be destroyed.
When was the last time the X-Mansion wasn't in disarray? The end of Future Past, but before that, like X2.
Yeah, the start of it. I'm like
That's all I know for sure.
Deadpool 1.
The question isn't, are you
I wouldn't count
prepared?
Deadpool because he doesn't actually. I guess in Deadpool 2 they do go to the X-Men. So Deadpool 2, the end of Days of Future Past, and before that, like X2, I think is a good gauge of like this is the last time the X-Mansion wasn't a complete disaster. It was like everyone died.
The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
Can't wait to watch him die again. Bro, what is this jacket? Like, why'd they give Professor X an Epstein quarters? That
They
was the
literally-
first,
bro.
bro. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw. I was like, that low key. At first, I was like, oh my gosh, Jeffrey Epstein will return in Avengers
Like,
Doomsday.
it looks like they didn't have time to make a real suit, so they just put a patch on a jacket.
Also, dude, I hope this is acting. Ian McKellen looks rough. I hope that this is how the character is supposed to look. But if if this isn't, and this was just like what they could get on screen, I don't know how he's gonna do that Lord of the Rings movie. But I don't know. I hope he's fine.
I love
and
Ian McKellen. I hope he lives. I hope I
can't
die
wait-
before he does.
Can't wait to watch him die again in Avengers Doomsday. It'll be
I
awesome.
hope he lives to 500 years old.
Oh my god, Cyclops. Bro, first off, this is one thing I will say. Finally, after a billion years, they put an X-Men in an X-Men suit.
Century behind him, he's gonna die.
Bro, it took so long. It took so long.
And it looks good too, but I can tell he's about to die.
It took so long. Bro, it took so long. Remember X-Men 1? What do you think would look better? Yellow? Yes!
Yes.
Yes. Now again, now
How
they
about
put the
black
X-Men
leather?
in some yellow. Remember, first class suits look way better than anything else, by the way.
Yeah.
And those were yellow. Cyclops in a comic accurate Cyclops suit looks good. Awesome.
Looks really
Can't wait to watch him
good.
die. Wait.
Wait,
Doomsday?
wait, return?
Well, because X-Men movies.
Return?
Although, in fairness, they were low-key like the last thing in because of Deadpool. The X-Men have the Fox universe has been stopped like 7 times now. Logan, Deadpool 2, Deadpool and Wolverine. like, bro, just let him die.
the
Let him
reboot, the
stop.
first reboot.
But that was Origin. First Class was the Origin because First Class is still First Class happened even after like the timeline reset with Days of Future Past. So
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, like I don't know, fuck, like Doomsday's gonna suck. This is breaking news. It's gonna make $1 billion. It's gonna make $2 billion. It's gonna suck. Like, and it's gonna be. This might be the first $1 billion flop. Because with they're gonna market the crap out of this movie. And it's probably gonna cost them. It's already like probably cost them. I think Avengers Endgame and Infinity War cost them like $700 to $800 million. I think they spent that much alone on Doomsday because of how much they're paying the Russo brothers and Robert Downey Jr. And then on top of that, they're giving them box office residuals. So they don't even get all that box office money. And then obviously, just rough rule, 50-50. If they make $1 billion, if they spend $1 billion, add in $300 million in marketing, which is probably a low estimate on top of a low estimate. Talking $1 billion spent, it makes $1 billion. They lose $500 million.
Yeah.
On $1 billion movie. $1 billion flop. Yeah, I don't know. Doomsday's gonna suck. The new trailer, it looks stupid. I don't know. There was a cool Doom shot, but they didn't actually set up Doom. Like at this point, they should make a Doctor Doom short film or something to give some establishment.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and just do that. I don't know. Like at this point, bro. Like instead of paying Dave Filoni money, just give him money. All right. Somehow the only thing I think that has a chance of being good for Marvel, well, actually Spider-Man, because I think Spider-Man will be the only good superhero movie next year. But the only thing from Disney Marvel that I'm looking at, and I'm like, this is probably gonna suck, but hey, it has a chance. Good old Wonder Man. Let's take a look at the trailer. I think this is a new trailer, but low-key, I completely forgot the last trailers. It could literally be the exact same one.
You got this, man. You just gotta go out there and crush it.
There's a style, at least.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Some style. This is more style than anything Marvel's had ever. And I guess Fantastic Four. But since before that, a while. Again, how is this guy not in prison?
Because he's Trevor.
Where have I seen him before? Pretty sure he used to be a terrorist.
I will say this is going to be very helpful for getting clips of making fun of writers as well, because they're giving us plenty of clips of, writers. Just want to say big shout out to that, because that at this point.
Hold on, you're cutting out a little bit. Can you just say that last part?
That scene where She-Hulk is in the writer's room, that's been a bit overused. So I shout out to them to use here.
They're giving us some new material.
Let's not give him any strange energy to pick up on. We both have a lot riding on this, Simon. Why would you say that?
Let's two times this up.
Super remake.
Okay. So now Marvel is going to try to do a self-commentary about superhero fatigue. I'm sure that'll go well.
It'll be great.
Exactly what we did. A superhero remake.
Okay. And now, so the movie about superhero fatigue, they're going to combat it by remaking a superhero movie. So this is a movie where a race-swapped character,
It's a
is
show.
Wonder Man.
It's a show,
Okay, well,
about
sorry,
a movie.
This is a show called Wonder Man. Wonder Man, he's a white guy in the comics. All right, I think. Oh, I guess I shouldn't assume. Let me real quick double check my work.
He is. You can go back to the poster that's still.
Yeah,
on
but
screen.
that's in this movie. That's the movie. So
It's the same.
I'm just double checking. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's-
the
well,
old
no,
movie in the show is based
the
on the
original
actual
character-
comic.
So the original comic is a white guy. So the guy.
You're coming
there's a
through
black
really
guy
bad.
playing-
Hold on. I just can't hear anything you're saying.
Okay, so it's a show where a black guy's playing a white character as a recap. Okay, whatever, you talk. I don't care.
You're fine now. But yeah, it's a race swap of a character from a comic
Race swap.
from a
in
fake
show.
MCU movie that has never been mentioned at any point in the MCU's history, but is apparently a really old movie. And now
Exactly
it's
what we'd
a
expect
show.
from an Oscar-winning director.
This is the best ever. I get this close and I miss it.
You sign this?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to finish this, and we're so long. So there's like nothing to the show. So basically, superheroes aren't allowed to be cast in movies anymore. So, which doesn't make any. I don't understand how that could possibly be a thing that would make sense. You would save so much money if you were making superhero movies. Like there's so many meta things that right? Because obviously it's a race swapped character, and in the movie, he's playing. His goal is to get a role as a race swapped character, and today was super fatigue, which I don't think super fatigue was really a thing until they made the crap this year. But you know what? Hey, that's something that's big, and so there's so much meta things. Maybe it could work, and it's so unconsequential to anything happening. I don't know. Maybe. Weirdly, it could
I mean,
work.
them putting no effort into it all might actually make it kind of decent.
They might have not
And
cared.
like street
I don't-
level, trying not to make it part of the universe might actually make it okay, because they're not like, how is this going to contribute to Doomsday? And they'll just make a decent street level thing. Maybe.
I have no idea. So
I don't think it'll be good, but I think it might be less horrible.
yeah,
So
Who
that's
knows?
something, you know?
we covered a lot. I think there's still probably stuff we could have talked about, but we didn't. So we are gonna wrap it up. Probably next week we'll talk about like upcoming movies and shows throughout the rest of the year. While we wait, after that will be the start of we're gonna be watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which comes out after that, and then we're also gonna be watching Pendragon Cycle. You know, maybe we won't be on the streaming service it's on, but we'll find. a
Might
way
be
to watch
watching it from a little boat, but
We'll find a way to watch it because I don't need to subscribe to that streaming service to watch the show. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. And then after that, of course, Wonder Man. But we got some fantasy coming up, which is fun. Hopefully,
I love
good.
fantasy. Hopefully, it's actually good.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Have you read it?
No, I have not actually.
I haven't read it. I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I haven't watched House of the Dragon. I've got none of it, so I'm going in pretty much blind to this universe.
I know a
as well.
bit of lore about Sir Duncan the Tall, but I don't know.
So
I know
we'll
he's
see.
tough.
But we're gonna be back on shows and movies. There's actually stuff coming out this year, unlike last year. So we'll see. But yeah, Thank you for watching. All our links are down below. Check out videos. Jake allegedly making a video at some point about Avatar 3. No promises. He's probably not making it. And then I'm working on my 2025 review that I want to get out by this week so I can just make videos about Kingdoms next. But it's gonna be, I think it's gonna end up being a lot bigger than I would have hoped. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll be back here next week. And that's all. So see ya.
Thank you for watching.